Hey folks, and welcome back. Today, this is a very interesting video, because I'm actually here, not by my lonesome. I'm here with Mr. Paulygon, formerly known as Stolen Robin. We're actually, together, we're going to work on a bingo chart, making our predictions for the anniversary phase channel. So, sit back, relax. This is going to be basically like a freeform discussion. We're going to go back and forth, thinking about what we want to do, and yeah, we'll see how many of these get right or how many of these are completely awful takes. But you know what? That's just what's gonna happen. See, because I'm gonna be the one that's based.
You my track record, I'll be completely wrong.
I mean, you never know. We might have some sort of things, but at least I want to think realistically and throw in maybe a little bit of spice. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what you're quite going on with, but I mean, you never know. I mean, do you want to do the first one? I want to see where your head's at before I give mine. I think I think it's at least fair that the guest goes first here. Why not?
Okay, so I'm gonna go throw out an outlier and playable Veronica. Just off the bat.
Playable Veronica. Okay. I mean,
that's always a tricky bet.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean, she was 13 when she started.
Oh my god, dude. I mean,
Year 5. Nah, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Or at least like actually just change it to mergeable OCs.
You know, that's actually fair. I mean,
been
getting
a long
Veronica
time.
would be nice too. Yeah, no, I would agree. I feel like, I mean, it's definitely about time that Veronica does get into the game, but I think overall though, like, well, I mean, her and Bruno together, I mean, they might need like some weird stuff, like, you know what, just give them like a refine or whatever. Just give them like a really nice refine to make it work.
What they did with Hell, and they just completely changed the weapon when they arrived.
Perhaps, yeah.
Because if you recall, Hell did have a slaying weapon, but then they decided to put Iote's shield in on top of it as well.
Oh, really? Okay. I honestly must have forgotten that one. I don't know.
That's
fair.
Yeah, but so they I think it's changed from like Hell's Scythe to Hell's Sickle. Or something like that. So yeah, mergeable
Playable, mergeable OCs. I think that's her. Yeah. Because I feel like I really feel like when it comes to just all of these OCs, I feel like, because I mean, they're always in some sort of state where they're going to be forced use, right? Since, I mean, they're always in rotation for stuff like Aether Raids and Arena.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, they work to some extent, but at the same time, you're basically relying on a unit that is literally just a 5-star +0, just locked. I mean, yeah, you can give them Dragon Flowers and that to maybe up their stats, but it's like,
to be honest,
it's not doing anything with the scoring usually.
Yeah, to be honest, they've gone the right route already with the trait fruits.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, at least giving them some sort of IV. I mean, I don't remember. Did any of them even have super boons?
Yes, Alphonse has a speed super boon, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, his
yes, I think all the others have super banes. So, but either way, that is a good step in the right direction for saying that we're going to get mergeable OCs.
Yeah, I can agree.
Or the trio, we should say. Yeah, well, I reckon if they were to implement Veronica, they would just turn around and say, yeah, there's a summoning banner now.
Yeah, I feel like, or they could do something like give her for free, perhaps.
Well,
I mean,
they give one
reasonable?
for free, but there's been so many situations in the story now where, like, they've been involved in the story, and it's just like, well, why are they here if we can't play with them? You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. It feels a little odd to me, but at the same time, I can maybe see why. But at the same time, it feels really overdue at this rate to have them in the game, at least in some capacity. But maybe that's just me. I'm not too sure. I just feel like, I mean, especially for people who do like these characters, it's just like, hey, it can't just make sense that maybe they get in eventually. But otherwise, it's kind of just like...
Yeah, I mean, they've already gotten into the game through seasonals, so what's the hold up on their actual base forms? They're looking like half of the Fehnix Awakening cast right now.
Perhaps. Yeah, I just... Yeah, I honestly just agree. Like, they need to get in eventually and just... I just want to make it so that, hey, they can at least inevitably score pretty well. And I think that's really just it for me. It's like, it just feels weird. Like, they're the only units I can't get merged up, at least the original Asker trio. So it's just like, it doesn't make too much sense to why they're still locked like that, especially like 5 years in. At least, if they do something along those lines or just whatever here, I wouldn't mind that, honestly. Just eventually, like, something.
Or even if they implemented an item.
Yeah.
I feel merges.
I feel like we can get onto that one maybe now, actually. Is that like some sort of like... Because I don't know if they're ever going to actually do it. Because, I mean, like, there are other gachas that have something like that, right? Like, something that can at least get you, like, a weird merge thing? Because, actually, you know what? I'll take that one.
There's two games I'm thinking of. There's two games that come to the top of my head, and that is World Flipper and Pokemon Masters.
Oh, yeah, because...
Wherein...
They do have something, right? I haven't played it in a long time, but I know they have something.
Yeah, so with Pokemon Masters, their moves can be powered up by getting multiple copies.
Okay.
However, they implemented an item which is able to add an extra level.
Okay.
Instead of pulling for one.
Okay, that's...
And the more levels you have, you got more options to play with.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not out of the realms of possibility. It's all whether Faye decides to turn around and say, yeah, no, you can just get a free merge here.
Yeah, I honestly agree.
It makes wanting just to pull for one copy of a character worth it.
Yeah. I feel like, though, just in general, it's like something like that would just help out in the sense that, hey, you're going to be able to have, like, all these units that are, like, even like ones, especially if you're trying to do something with a unit that's like an old like 5-star premium, like say like you really want to get let's go with Brave Roy, just randomly Brave Roy, if you want like copies of him, but you don't want to have to wait for however many like revival banners come out or whatever, just getting lucky. It's just like, and even just waiting, like, besides, like, a manual or whatever, if you can just get yourself, like, an item through the game, that's just like, hey, you can do this to get your Brave Roy up to, like, plus whatever, for example. Like, say, like, you got really unlucky. You went for pulls, and you got to, like, +9. You use this item, boom, just get them to +10 or whatever. Or even just getting, like, a +1 on a really good unit. Say, like, you pull a really nice, say you pull, like, a Saros, for example.
You can use that up to +10.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what that item would basically do. You could do something like that just to give them another merge. And by that case, like, you could do that with the Asker trio, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, you'd use that on the trio if you want to have consistent, like, +10 unit.
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense for why there isn't something like that in the game yet, especially when there are other gachas that do that and have at least some sort of success, I feel. It feels like it would make some sort of sense to me. I don't know. Also,
it's just incredibly restrictive when it isn't, because you're relying on saving up and just going all out on one banner, whereas someone might be more inclined to pull multiple copies of different characters, because they're in the knowledge that they can actually build that up without having to pull.
It even helps, I would say, as well, dealing with, say, like, you're trying to, like, it'll help with the orb costs in general, for, like, just getting units, like, merged up in that. I mean, yeah, it'll take another resource that'll be, like, maybe a little bit harder to get, I'm not too sure, but at the same time, it'll at least, in some capacity, bring down the orb count that you would need in order to get somebody, like, fully, like, +10, for example.
Definitely, like, percentages would skew in a bit more favor to the player, and it won't be as like it won't be as devastating to the player. They won't be sort of turning around saying, well, my luck was terrible, I can't do anything about that now.
Yeah, it'll be a lot less RNG proof.
Yeah, and you would get a lot more satisfaction out of players. Like, people will still pull for multiple copies because it won't be a consistent merging system. But they'd be able to sort of say, like, oh man, I got +8. I missed out on 2 copies because I got RNG fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
So they could just turn around and say, oh well, but 2 merges from this item, that's not bad.
Yeah,
like, and there'll be a lot less burnout.
Players, I agree. And it's just like, it's something that you can just consistently just work on eventually to the point where it's just like, hey, you have basically everybody that you kind of just would end up wanting in that regard. And it's just like being able to do that, like, and luckily, because I mean, trade fruits, for
legendary
example,
banners, or
especially because I think I actually want to talk about this one later, but something about like the original 8, because they're not on banners right now. Original 8 legendary heroes, like, because they got sidelined, like, that could be something you could do. If, for example, you really like legendary Ike, even though, like, he's kind of already outclassed by Fallen Ike, like, hey, if you want to be able to +10 him or whatever, or get merges for him, even though he's not pullable right now, like, say, like, again, like, other, like, 5-star premiums, that's an option you can go for. Even if you don't get, like, the IV you want, that's why trait fruits are a thing, so, like, you can change the IVs. It just, it makes that much sense.
It just seems that they are trying to look for ways to keep players happy more than, like, trying to meet their bottom line.
Yeah, and I feel like just being able to put something like that in, just, it'll improve the quality of life of the game overall, so that people aren't always getting screwed over with the cost fallacy. Like, they do a lot of things in the game that are already very just free-to-play friendly and that sort of stuff. Like, I haven't played too many gachas. I've only ever played 2, and I've said this before. The one that I played before Faye was very pay-to-win. Like, extremely pay-to-win. So, at least playing this, for example, and at least seeing maybe, like, a few other things from, like, some other gachas, I feel like Faye is a very generous one in that regard, and as long as the game just keeps going on in its lifespan, they need to be able to have this sort of quality of life stuff in the game, to where if you want to be able to get older units that aren't easily accessible because, you know, just time goes on, they're just not as viable, and it's just like, you really just want to do something like them because you like the character. So it's just like being able to have an item in the game that allows you to steadily eventually merge them up into max without having to spend however many orbs trying to get copies. It'll definitely help out just with the flow of being able to do stuff, and it's not taking just other resources, like adding in other weird resources or just having to use existing ones like grails, for example. It's just like, it just seems like it would make sense to have something like that in the game.
It would coincide. It would be
exactly
sort of like that thing to the side of it as well. Like, you've got this option and you've also got this option. It helps you build up the team that you want without getting screwed over.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a direction they want to go into.
Retain a lot more playability.
Exactly. And that's something that I feel like they really need to do. I mean, obviously, like, because there's 2 sides to Faye. It's like the ones that really try to, like, maximize their competitive potential, but there's also ones that just like Fire Emblem and just want to do that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm obviously like in the middle, and I would probably say you are as well, because I mean, you're the guy that literally just uses your Narcian for whatever, even in competitive modes like AR, and I mean, it's like, it works out. But it's just like,
if you just smite him in and win, easy pickings.
Exactly. And it's like, it works out, but it's like, say for example, like, let's say that the Narcian that you had, like Spring Narcian, he wasn't like a 4-star focus and that sort of stuff. And it's just like, if you had an item like that, you would just be able to steadily merge him up and that sort of stuff. It would just be
exactly. And you won't have to wait a year to pull for him, or you wouldn't have to wait for a specific legendary banner.
Exactly.
You'd be like, okay, I haven't got enough orbs now, but if I at least pull 1, I'm set.
Exactly. It just gives you more options to be able to get the characters that you want. And it's just like, it can work in any situation, whether you want to work on somebody that will entirely like break your gameplay, like in a good way, or somebody that you just
it won't be in a case of like, it won't give you a free copy of the character to use for fodder. It would be like, you just use it for a merch.
Exactly. It's like, you would already have to get him.
Manuals.
Yeah. It's like, you would already have that character, and it's like, it makes sense because you already have the character that you want. So it's just like, yeah, it's not going to give you one for free, but it's like, but yeah.
Like, it's an extra 2 stats.
Exactly, yeah.
2 stat points.
Especially in like the cases where it does help, like again, arena, that sort of scoring will eventually help out when it gets there. So it's just like, there you go. This works out. So, all right, what have you got on your mind for your next prediction here?
Okay, it's still a controversial topic, but I feel for the anniversary they may announce more Feh Pass benefits.
You know, that is definitely something I was thinking about as well. I think it'll happen. Definitely. 100%. Like, especially when they've already gone through it for a year now. Feh Pass has been a thing for a year. We've gotten through 24 Resplendents now, thanks to Tiki. And I do feel that... I don't know whether it's really a sign or not. But, so, you know how Brave Ike was announced for the next Resplendent, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's somebody who is already... That's an alt as is, for one thing. It's a Brave alt. Yeah, it's like a Gen 1 one, but at the same time, it's like... It's an alt of a character who's already gone a Resplendent, but now he now has 2 Resplendents on 2 versions of him. Which might not make too much sense at first, and not only that, he's also... the first Nidavellir Resplendent as well.
Yes, Nidavellir, yeah.
So I wonder if, because he's getting a Resplendent, they might do that as some sort of precedence for what's to come, perhaps? I'm not too sure. At least for Resplendence in itself. Otherwise, I mean, what do you think they could do for benefits otherwise? Like... is there anything they can do?
How about they give out an item that gives people merge now?
Oh my god. I mean, that could be a way. That could be one way of getting them, but...
If they were to release an item that gives merges, I reckon they would go the way of the trait fruit. And that you have to collect up a certain amount. I reckon that they would add more trait fruits to Feh Pass. And also, if they were to put in an item for merges, they would give more to Feh Pass.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I mean, you could probably see it right now, what I'm messing with.
The ticket.
The ticket. This, I actually remember seeing, I think a little bit recently, on some sort of thread on r/Feh, in fact. I believe what it was that... some sort of compensation sort of thing, because I think something glitched or something to where they couldn't get the Resplendent even though they had paid or something like that. So they got that so that they could redeem that one. So
I've known about that ticket for a while. Last time I saw about it, it was about 6 months ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's been in the game for a very long time. It's just been there, a compensation item. It's never been a listed item.
Yeah, I wonder if this is something that, because I mean, think about it. Like, we've already gone through a whole year of Feh Pass to where we now have 24 Resplendents, and it's like, I mean, think about it. You're paying however much money, like, for the base price to get Feh Pass as is. I mean, for myself, for example, being from Canada, I have to pay a lot more because of just currency inflation, that sort of stuff, and tax. It equivalent to $14. Literally. And then you have to pay on top. I have to pay like $14 each month for Feh Pass. Yeah. And not only that.
$9.99.
Yeah, I know. It's like $9.40. It's supposed to be like $9.49 or something like USD, but it's like whatever. But then you also have to pay however much money to get the Resplendent as well, like $5 or something. If you want to get, like, say, like Resplendent Cordelia, for example. You didn't get her before. It's like you had to do that. Why not give out some of these to compensate for being able to get some of those older Resplendents that have been like long like past? It just it feels like it would make some sort of sense at least.
The only issue I'd find with that is that it would only be useful for people who haven't bought Feh Pass since the beginning, or haven't had to collect all the others. Mug like me. I
mean, I know there's a good amount of people that a lot of people have been very hesitant with getting Feh Pass and that sort of stuff because it's just a lot of that.
Understandable.
And the times where I've seen people buy it are maybe just for characters that they want, for example.
Yeah,
so it's
for a
just like
boost on the character that they've built since the start, or
yeah, exactly. So it's like, why not give them at least incentives? Say like if you joined in late, got into Fae, like however soonish, or at least let's say you're getting in like from this update or whatever, and you're getting the Fae Pass now just because they give off new benefits. Let's say that you want to at least try to go a little bit sort of competitive and get yourself like on the edge. So that you want to invest in Elliewood, and they give you this. It's just like, hey, for getting Fae Pass, we'll give you some of these. Get whichever resplendents that we already released, just to get yourself a little bit of just a head start, or at least just to get back onto track, because it's like that. Just give them that incentive, so it's like they can get resplendent Elliewood.
I could see them doing that as a Fae Pass exclusive bundle.
Perhaps. Or they could do like a weird quest, or like a very specific
it still wouldn't
quest.
It wouldn't work for people who have already had Fae Pass, so I think they would have to find a way to sort of incentivize people who don't have Fae Pass and have never had Fae Pass to be able to get it, like as a one-off payment. Like I could see them doing bundles.
Yeah, or even think about it like this. Like I said, like some people just buy it for like the one-time thing that they can get like the character they want. And let's just say that like through quests or whatever they get this, they could save that for a resplendent that comes out in the future that they want, and they just won't have to pay for it. But at the same time, that also kind of feels a bit counterintuitive in a way, because I mean, you're basically giving them a free ticket for somebody that would come out in the future so that they don't have to buy a Fae Pass, and yet they're trying to incentivize, hey, you need to get Fae Pass, so that probably wouldn't work.
If they had to do it, they'd make it a Fae Pass exclusive bundle, so you would have to have Fae Pass to get the bundle. So like if they put free tickets in the bundle for a reduced price, to say, okay, you can get three of these as a bundle for a cheaper price. And I feel that would actually incentivize more people to at least get it for 1 month or
I agree.
Or for more, because. But you are right. It is counterintuitive, because it would mean that someone would just say, like, "Oh, well, I only really need 3 resplendents. I'm just going to get it for 1 month."
Yeah, exactly.
But it's sort of, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like one more thing I could maybe add on as like a possibility. Like, I mean, you're saying something about the bundle. Why not do something along the lines of, say, so imagine like, because you said the bundles, like you can get them at a reduced price. So like you pay like a few dollars to get like a couple of these tickets, for example. Why not they also do like some sort of incentivize where it's like, okay, you bought Fae Pass, okay? What if you do something along the lines of, because, hey, you got Fae Pass for a limited time, like if you buy it between this sort of thing, you can use like Nintendo rewards or something like that, like for like 0 silver points or whatever, and you can get a ticket or whatever, for example. I feel like that would at least be interesting, since I mean, they haven't used that reward thing in like a while, so it's like, why not do something like that?
They added more feathers to it.
Yeah, that's literally it. I've barely used it myself. Maybe like, I think I might have used it recently for stamina pots, but that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah, like I think I had like 2,000, and I was just like, screw it, I'll get 20 pots.
Yeah, and it's like, otherwise, I mean, like, they don't even last. Like, they eventually go away, like your silver points, because like you just don't use them. So it's just like, but at the same time, just overall, if you want to do something like that, I mean, you can maybe do that as like a sort of incentivization, I guess. I don't know. Otherwise, I mean, do you think that there's any chance that they might switch out some quality life features and make them accessible to people without Fae Pass? Like, for example, they give another quality of life feature. I can't really think of like what, but then they switch it out so that people can have the auto battle for free.
Making auto battle or auto repeat. I think that's a discussion that was originally brought up at the start. Thinking like Fae Passes for testing beta things, but I feel I don't think they would reduce the amount of benefits that Fae Pass gives unless they really like upped the amount that they already have in it.
Yeah, I feel like, especially for my case, because I'm already paying so much, I feel like I need a little more in the Fey Pass to make it really justifiable. I mean, I pay my money's worth and get my worth out of Fey Pass, but I feel like they need to give me at least a little more for it to really be worth like $14. Like, really? I mean, you have like, say, you have the Mario Kart Tour pass or whatever, and that's like $5, and you get like however much out of it. So comparatively, you're paying like double the amount in Fey for a couple like quality of life features and being able to get resplendence. Otherwise, it feels like you're maybe overpaying. I don't know.
That's why I think they would add more to it.
Yeah, and especially since it's been a year, they need to do something. I feel.
Yeah.
That's just notable. Okay,
So,
next
what
topic.
do you think next?
Okay, so this is the one that I've definitely been thinking about for a while. I'm gonna get the item out first, just so I can at least see it. I think, and this is me basically kind of going on a little bit of a crack theory, maybe? I don't know. I feel like they're going to do something to the Grail pool. It seems a little bit weird to maybe say that, but I don't know what exactly. I think they're going to do something based off the fact that, okay, you saw how in the update where they showed off like the refines and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
They usually, for the most part, have done 2.
Yes, they did 3 this time.
Yeah, because they threw in Keaton as a 3rd unit, which, for me personally, I'm actually going to be grailing up Keaton. I've been saving up just because I don't have anybody to work on, but since Keaton came out, I've been waiting for that. And I thought that, hey, based on the pattern, he's going to get released in March. But for whatever reason, he's a 3rd unit getting tagged on with Gall and
he's not even 3 weeks old,
Felix,
I don't think.
Yeah. No, he got released right at the beginning of the month. Comparatively, who have we had since? We've had Veld and
Chris.
Who else? Chris, yes. So, I mean, I get that makes sense. I mean, they're only like a week or 2 old at that rate, but he's been out for like a whole month. So I can maybe see why. But I just wonder what sort of changes they can maybe make. Like, what are you thinking they could possibly do here? I mean, they can maybe make things a little bit easier. I don't quite know what they can really do.
I don't know, but it is something to speculate.
Definitely. I wonder, like, could they change up like the Grail pool?
I just couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either. I feel like maybe one thing that they could at least do is just change things up for Grail units to make them a little bit more incentivizable. I'm not too sure. Maybe they can add in like older units as well, like to maybe get into like the Grail pool or something like that, or like a reduced cost. I don't know. I feel like that, or maybe they actually like give refines to some Grail units right now. Perhaps. I'm not too sure. I don't know.
I could see them doing a big change with the summoning pool.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
like, I think, although I'd say that would probably be something for another Fey Pass when all the weekly revivals end.
I don't know. I mean,
because I think they could end up turning around and saying, okay, Gen 1 5 stars, Grail units now.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a way to do it.
Doing that.
Yeah, especially when, I mean, thinking about it now, like, there's a good amount of units that are in, like, that classification
and
that just aren't good anymore.
The amount of Grails that we get with Hall of Heavens, isn't it?
I forget what it's called. But you mean the Vault of Heavens? Yeah, you mean like the higher tier.
They seem to be upping the amount of Grails that we're getting.
Yeah.
I have noticed there's more reruns of Forging Bonds. There's more accessibility to Grails.
Yeah, not even just Grails too, but even other resources as well.
Even trait fruits.
Yeah, even though.
I'm surprised how quickly I've been able to rack up trait fruits already.
Yeah.
I think I'm nearly up to my 4th change.
Yeah, I think I've technically done like maybe 3 changes now, maybe 4, but I do have enough right now. Let me see. I have 108 right now.
I've done Narcian, I've done Halloween Me, and I've done Lloyd.
Yeah, I need to think. Wait, who have I done, actually? Because I'm checking this right now.
I could
Why
check
not?
right now. How many...
Yeah, I've done Astrum. I made him speed variant. I've changed my Fallen Delphia to speed. I believe I've also changed... I did the Keaton to his attack. And
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's another one, but I'm not too sure. I didn't change Berkut. I
So
didn't change Renea.
that's 3 for you, isn't it?
That's at least 3 that I can think of right now. I can't remember if there was another, though.
Yeah, I've definitely only done 3. But it's actually interesting to see that they have really increased resources. Or
Yeah.
it feels like it's been an increase in resources.
Again, I think that's just more the accessibility in that regard, just being able to mess with the units that you want in that. Like, I feel like it's a nice thing. And I mean, like, it is also incentivizing you to, hey, you work towards, like, working on these units to do successful, just display successfully, like, in competitive modes, so that you can actually get more of those rewards so that, hey, you can do more. It's just, like, it feels like that's the cycle that they're kind of going at, but I don't mind it at all. I honestly don't mind it.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't mind it.
I just wonder, ultimately, I guess what they can at least do with some of these, like, resources to make them maybe, like, just what they can do with getting more units. Like, I mean, for grails, it's just like, do they really want to add more and more units or whatever? Like, what do they want to change with it? That's what I want.
Yeah.
Ultimately. But I'm not too sure. I don't know. Alright, what are you thinking about next here? I mean, we can maybe talk about, like, summoning changes, but I don't know if you want to count that as one right now. Unless you got
Throw this one out here, just for the fun of it.
Okay.
Arena medals.
Oh my god, yeah,
something
no.
with them, please. Fuck yeah, arena medals. Like, let me show you how many arena medals
I'm checking how many
Well,
I have.
actually, no, I haven't got that many. I thought I had more, but I've got about over 7,500, which is still a lot, considering how much it actually costs.
I'm actually going to show this one on the camera. It won't be that visible. Maybe it'll be visible. I have 8,888 medals.
880.
Perfectly. 8888.
Oh,
yeah, it's just like, I feel like this is one that people always put on these sort of things, though. Is that, like, we've been wanting changes for so long for them. Like, because all they do is, like, what? You use them for refines?
Rewards on Arena is literally 100 arena medals in the chain bonus.
And it's like, what? How many do you use for the refines? I forget. It's very little.
You use 500.
Right? Yeah, 5.
You use 500, and I think it's I want to say 2,000, but I think it's still 500 for a preference weapon.
No, it's all 500 straight across the board.
Yeah, it's all 500s. It's just like, what?
It feels like that's all they're used for, but at the same time, we stockpiled them up so much, but at the same time, maybe that's sort of the point? I don't know.
The thing is, it's a case of we'll never really have an issue with arena medals until there's a second use for them.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I think it's really only maybe a
refining stones are still
new players.
Yeah, right? Refining stones are still quite difficult. To obtain.
I have less than 200 right now, for example, and I mean, I'm always trying to do my best to at least maintain them, so I at least have an amount of them in case.
Yeah.
So,
like, sacred coins are neither here nor there. You basically get enough to max out if you do a couple Tempest trials. Yeah. Arena medals are the only currency in the game which you just don't think about because, hey, like, you're always going to have enough if you do arena each week.
Yeah, they feel just pretty useless in that regard. Like, even, I guess, like, because I feel like you would maybe get them otherwise, like, from other...
But it's one of the only currencies that you can infinitely grind as much as you've got dueling swords.
Yeah, but those are very finite as is, I feel. But I can kind of
It depends. Because sometimes on things like Lost Lore, you can end up with, like, hundreds.
That is, oh yeah, that is true. Like, they do have, like, a bunch of that sort of stuff because you can, well, I feel like when I've done Lost Lore, I haven't gotten too
and you do get monthly
monthly
swords as well.
That's true. I just don't feel like it's something you can really say is very infinitely grindable, though. Like, you can definitely get enough, but it gets to a point where it can be very finite as well. Like, I feel like there's a lot of currencies that are actually decently finite, but we just haven't gotten to that point where we've basically just expended enough of them to really realize that.
We don't expend enough refining stones to warrant having to grind for arena medals if you're a long-time player.
Like, even for me, I feel like stamina pots, like, at the moment, maybe for me, are becoming a little bit more finite because I'm now under 3 digits and having them stocked up. So it's just like,
I'm barely above 2.
Well, now you get what I mean. Like, it's just like, there's enough that kind of just gets stocked up, but then also feel kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, like, not everyone grinds Tempest Trials every day.
Yeah.
I try and do it my best, but it's a case of, like, there's consistent amounts, but not enough.
Yeah. I feel like...
You get what I mean on that one?
No, I do. I feel like, honestly, just because I've gotten the Fate Pass benefits from having all the auto battles, I just, like, expend them all just to do whatever, like, maxing out my Forging Bonds or my Tempest Trials as fast as possible. That's really the main, like, guzzler of all of the stamina pots. Exactly. It's just, like, maybe a Fate Pass, like, maybe gave, like, a little bit more, like, stamina pots, maybe? I don't know. Or that, or just, like... I don't know. I just feel like overall, like, there are some currencies that need some sort of usage. Otherwise, it's kind of just like, I don't know. They feel a little bit kind of just, you know, bare. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. Next topic. Okay. I think I actually want to go to this one now. Original legendaries, because I briefly brought it up already.
You did, yes.
Yeah, so I think it's, what is it, the first 8 or the first 12? Basically, everything going, I think it's just the ones that were, anything that isn't a pair-up legendary, I believe, is currently MIA from the legendary banner. So basically, like, Fjorm, Gunthra, all of them, even, like, legendary Ike, even legendary Azura. They're all completely MIA. Wow. And we don't know what's exactly going on with them. So I guess I can throw this to you. What are you maybe thinking they might have in store for those units? Because I'm not too sure what's going on with them. I mean, they're definitely... I don't know. Because there's so many units that are on those banners.
To be honest.
I mean, you have to think about
I could see them doing like a double legendary. You know,
I don't know.
They do with the double seasonal, but
I feel like that really wouldn't work out, though. I feel like, because already as is, we're at a point that really feels like we have so many legendary and mythic units that it's just like, even just expending it to like a 3 unit, like 8%, like already as is, feels a little bit tough to get at, especially when there are other units that aren't legendaries and mythics that do get thrown on those banners too. So I wonder, like, is there anything they can do besides upping the numbers?
Weekly revivals or monthly revivals?
Maybe
like, even then,
I don't know. Like, not even like
want to have
another banner.
A banner, like base rate banner with all the legendaries.
I mean, maybe is that something they could do? I'm not too sure.
You have put across a good point, though.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think. Like, I need to remember exactly, like, which ones. If you can right now, at least maybe I can at a moment when I get a picture of this.
Which ones are you talking about? You're talking about the original 12?
Yeah, the original 12. I just want to know who exactly is there, because...
Legendary Ike.
Yeah, Fjorm. Ike, Fjorm, Gunthra, Hrid, Azura, Lyn, yeah. Hector, yeah. Grima as well. Female Robin.
Yes.
I honestly wonder what's going on, because I can't remember the others, but they're MIA, and I mean, for the most part, they are also pretty med out. I mean, like I said before,
outclassed.
Like, Legendary Ike is completely outclassed by Fallen Ike. Grima, the same thing. I mean, if you get
Heck,
Halloween
even
Grima, it's just like, there you
possibly,
go.
Resplendent Ike.
Perhaps.
point.
I don't know about that one. Maybe? I don't know. I mean, maybe
I'm pretty
just
sure
because
they
he's more
match,
accessible.
at least.
Maybe? I honestly don't know. I think it's more just
That's
that.
worth
I mean,
checking, actually.
the only difference they really have is just Radiant Ether. That's it. So, I mean, I feel like, you know what they could maybe do? I think maybe they are kind of pulling them out. Maybe so that they can do some sort of like, maybe like mass, like refine or whatever for all of them, at least giving themselves like some more tools to play around and make them worth getting. Since, I mean, for example, like look at original Grima to the new Halloween one. They just have a better perf.
Yeah.
Like better perf
Better
skill and
aim
better
skill.
perf weapon. Exactly. It's just like you need to be able to do something to at least incentivize them, because it's like they're literally the same character with the same sort of skills, just power crept to hell, because it's just like, you know, just keeping up with the time. So it's just like, what are you going to do about the original? It's just like, what do they really do? I feel like they need to do something to at least overhaul those 8 to make it so that they work out. Because, I mean, Blessed Gardens is dead. It's been dead for how long? Otherwise, I mean, it's just like, they need to do a little more to make them, you know, worth getting, and just making the incentivizing just to make it work. Since, I mean, a lot of them are also just units that aren't that good. I mean, Lynn, I'm pretty sure we all agreed on was the worst legendary just because she's very meh.
What a joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to legendary Lynn fans. Like, she's got a good stat line.
I feel like her stat line was also outclassed as well, though, right? I feel like she's been kind of
she was better than comparables at the time, but the fact she was coloured was her downfall. Basically,
perhaps
she had a better stat line than Bridal Cordelia.
That's true. But then it just ended up being, you know, legendary unit and just colored.
Legendary unit, not as accessible.
Although just her kit was really weird too, right? It was trying to do some weird like dual phase stuff, but it's like you would rather go in on one or the other, not both. At the same time.
Like everyone would ditch the A skill. Laws of Decay.
Yeah, I thought that was a B skill. Wait, no, it's not. I don't remember. Again, it goes to show how very little we really remember from them, but it's just like you have like other opportunities. Like if you want,
she had desperation for the B slot.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember now. But I mean, think about it. Like you have other legendary archers that are just objectively better. I mean, look at Alm and Leaf. They're absolutely broken with what they can do. Yeah, they're colors and that sort of stuff. But I mean, just look at that. Like not even just besides a pair up thing, they're just very unique archers that just do what they do so much better than what Lynn could ever do. So it's just like, they need to do something to at least incentivize them.
Why they've gotten rid of them, because they don't match up. But even then, like, they need to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
But we just don't know what they're going to do. But I think what you put there, just original legendaries, there'll be news about them.
Yeah, I think they need to say something about it, because people have been wondering what's going on and they've been radio silent. And I'm just like, okay, what's going on? And just like, I think maybe, and I probably want to go on this maybe like a little later for another topic, but also, I mean, if they do refine like a good amount of these units, maybe not like Azura, since I mean, well, the whole Azura Peony debate is there, and it's just like, but you have to think. I mean, for example, of like Ike, he just has a Ragnell, but then Chaos Ragnell and Fallen Ike is just a whole lot better. Maybe like if they do refine these units, maybe that might also open up the door for, hey, DC refines. I don't know. I
just looked up the difference between Resplendent Ike and Legendary Ike, and it's just 1 defense from resistance.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So basically. There's not much between them, and you can get one of them free with a Fey Pass.
Yeah, but then you also do have Legendary Ike has been free since like as long as I can remember.
Yeah, very true, very true.
But at the same time, like there are other free-to-play options that just do what he does. Like
I mean, you got Regan now.
Yeah,
like, God bless Regan.
Yeah, so it's just like maybe if they did give him a refine, since I mean, around the time that you do grab Legendary Ike is maybe around the time that you finally have access to the refinery that you need to get through book 1, I think, entirely to get there, right?
No,
like
you don't.
Wait, no, you can do Xenolog whenever. Yeah, you can do the Xenolog whenever, but I feel like around that time you also want to be able to complete the first book entirely so that you can get refinery. No, I do. I remember. It's just I just can't really remember the timing, but at the same time, I don't think it really matters. I don't know. I just feel like if you can at least give him a refine, then I think that would at least help his usability like a bit more, at least as a free-to-play option. But even that, just making
it's in the paralog, Xenolog 3, the People's Hero.
Yeah, I remember. It's just like I felt like there was a point where it's like you couldn't get there along like where you were able to get to the end of book 1 or whatever. I don't know.
Nah, you get all the paralogs from the start.
Yeah, I felt like there was some weird like timing thing there, but maybe I'm just missing. I don't know. But
there's definitely going to be something going on with legendaries.
Yeah, definitely.
They must make a big Fey Pass to fit all this stuff in.
Yeah, big Fey Pass. Like, just make them accessible there or something like that. Yeah, totally. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what are you thinking for your next prediction here?
Let's go for a fun one. The Return of Fehnix.
Oh my god. Wait. Oh, Fehnix. the bird. Okay.
Yes.
I mean...
Rising from the ashes, as it were.
I don't even know if there's an asset for him in the game. No, there definitely.
I know there's an accessory of him.
Oh yeah, I can just put that in. But I mean, he was only there just because they were changing things up because of the VA, right?
But but they do keep referencing him, and it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
We want to see him.
It's probably just like a gimmick thing at this point. Like, where was that? I forget what time that was. Oh yeah, he was the one who also announced
Fey Pass.
He announced Fey Pass. Yes. Oh my god. What?
That was the only time we've seen him.
Yeah, because I thought he was maybe in like a second one. I guess.
Nope. It's the only time he ever showed up. So I thought, wow, let's throw out a fun one there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe... What could they reasonably do with him besides maybe pulling him? I mean, maybe they might be like, hey, Fehnix is here. Maybe they can do like a dual thing. Like they got Patrick Seats and Cassandra Lee Morris to do some sort of things for voicing at least the Face channel. I don't know. I mean, it would be cool. I wonder if they really could do that. I don't know. Would they? Like, well, maybe like fun. They might...
I mean, considering it's an anniversary as well.
True.
In fact, exactly. I'm pretty sure there's been an asset data mined. I'm pretty sure he's on the 4-year anniversary cake.
Is he? I haven't been able to check. I don't, or at least I don't remember off the top of my head. Also, I'm having a hard time trying to find the accessory.
Yeah,
for
him I'm pretty sure he's been data mined as the one on the cake. Next to Faye.
Okay. Perhaps.
So, take that as you will.
I mean, it might just be there just for, you know, the whole reference or whatever. But at the same time,
I'd love to see Fehnix.
It wouldn't be awful, I think. But...
I want to hear that posh flap, 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 flap.
Oh my. I mean... Oh yeah, finally, I found the asset for Fehnix. Oh my god. Took me a while to find that, but yeah, I mean, it'd be cool, maybe. But at the same time, you know what they might realistically thinking about what he can maybe do in this next Fey channel, if anything, maybe they might just attach him to be like, hey, I was the one that introduced Fey Pass, and you're all very angry at me. So you know what? Let's just make him the resident Fey Pass correspondent or whatever. I think that would make sense.
Burn the owl, as they always do when they see something that they don't like on Fae.
I mean, everyone always roasts the owl, so it's just like, what are we gonna do? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, your turn.
What do I think they could do next? I'm trying to think. Okay, I know. More divine code paths. I think that's something that needs to happen. They need to do a lot more of those, especially since, I mean, how long has it been since they were introduced? I forget. It's been
I
maybe
think
like
it's
a little
literally
bit over
been a year.
Has it?
I'm
Oh yeah.
pretty
Oh,
sure it was announced last anniversary.
They announced it, but then it took like a month or two for them to actually add it in. Right? I believe that's what it was. Because they announced that was a thing, and then it was like they had like the whole like waiting because they waited like I don't know, a month or two to do it. Oh yeah, because what they did was that because it first came out with Ephemera 3 and 4, right? For at least limited ones. So yeah, it would have happened in March or April. They just announced it.
Yeah,
in that anniversary channel.
It was announced end of December.
Okay.
I believe it was.
Wait, did they maybe hint to it before? I don't remember. It's possible. I honestly don't remember, but I honestly do think
it was added. It was added in the 4.0 version.
Okay.
Meaning it was added when they added the new book.
Okay. Maybe that was. I think maybe it was just the asset they added. I don't remember.
They allowed us to start collecting them.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember. Yeah, they did collect them, but we didn't have a use for them for a while. That's what it was. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So this page was made. It was made on the 3rd of January, so it would have been at the end of the year.
Okay, I got it.
So yeah, so it's been over a year since Ephemera.
Okay, that's fair.
Or divine codes were introduced.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's time that they added a new paths.
Definitely. I mean, think about it. Like, I mean, they added it since then, and we've had like however many, and we've gone through a good amount of them. I mean, I'm looking at myself. I've gotten through one path completely. There are 2 that are 4 out of 5, and 1 that is 3. Otherwise, I haven't touched.
Yeah,
like,
likewise.
some of the other 2.
I'm nearly through 2 of them. I mean, I've been more touching all of them at the same time.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I could 100% see them putting another path.
They definitely need
divine codes too. That's all they really need to start doing, and
perhaps,
then
yeah.
But would they start phasing out the first ones? They wouldn't.
No, they couldn't, because I mean, there's still more of them. I mean, perhaps. I mean, maybe they make it so that, because I mean, they're giving us so many divine codes. I mean, think about it. For example, I mean, the revival forging bonds, for example. Each day they're giving us those. They're giving those just regular divine codes.
Dailies.
Yeah. What if they just switch it between like, hey, each day you can get like 10, because they give us like 10 each day. Why not do like 10 of the first one and then 10 of the second one? You get what I mean? Because I think like
I could see them doing
they need more paths, especially for good characters.
How they're balanced out.
Yeah, I think they would figure that out, since I mean, since there are rotating rewards. I mean, for stuff like Resonant Battles, right? For example.
Yeah.
Like that would be something they could do. Like they could just give us more codes or whatever. I think maybe depending what else they do announce, they might also have as an idea for like, hey, this is a way that we can consistently split up getting divine codes 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it just seems weird that they named it 1, and it's just like,
yeah,
there's probably going to be more codes or different types of codes.
And I think just overall, they really need more codes in general, since I mean, what we have is decent enough as is. I mean, you have stuff accessibility, like you can get like blue flame, you can get close counter, null follow-up, which is really good right now. You have like Fury 4 armor marches somewhere. You have
on the same
Bold
unit.
Fighter DC. You can get Swift Sparrow 3, Special Spiral on that.
Spiral.
You can get Fortress Defense Res 3.
Steady Blow. Don't forget Steady Blow on Leaf.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do have that one, yeah. I think they need to add a good amount more units. So, I mean, either if you want to get merges on them or just more, like, really nice skills, for example, that are, like, so that we don't have to pull from them, for example.
They could just even expand Divine Codes 1.
Yeah, literally, they could just do that.
Divine Codes 2.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, there's something that they definitely haven't released for a path yet, right? Because, I mean, for example, maybe they could do, like, heroes or not heroes,
They've done heroes.
I meant to say 3 houses. 3 houses,
Yeah.
and maybe even a TMS one.
Mirage. Yeah.
Yeah, they could
Because there
do
is 5 of
that.
them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you could do something like that.
Although
I mean,
one
they
is a
don't
grail unit, but
they don't have exactly like the best amount of skills, but you could at least put them there so you could at least get merchants. Since I mean, they literally just also had them for format as well. So it's like you
although
definitely
they do
have
have exclusive skills. You got
They do,
you got
yes.
Shield Session and Blade Session.
That's true. And I mean,
And you
even
got Lull
for 3
Attack
houses,
Res, which is popular.
Oh yeah, that is true. There's definitely a lot of like sought after skills, and like even like 3 houses, for example, like say for example, like you put like Lysithia towards the end, and it's just like you have the option of like
Res and Death Blow.
Death Blow, and she also has Time Pulse. So
yeah, that's right.
You have whatever you could do with that, and just giving us these units so that you have to at least figure out what you can do, since usually for the most part it's just units that have like one sort of thing, maybe 2. I think the only thing I've actually tried to really split for was getting like the proper inheritance from Owain, like for Blue Flame and like Wrath maybe or whatever, but also Ishtar, getting Air Orders and Swift Sparrow 3. Otherwise, I think like if you put a lot of these units as accessible from Divine Codes to where you can get one, it'll make you decide on like, hey, what exactly do I want from these units to give as fodder to whomever. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Since I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Again, like think like Scythia. It's like you can get probably DB4, but then you have to pick between lull speed res and times pulse, which I mean, there's pros and cons to both of them for whoever you want to give that sort of stuff to. So it's just like,
I mean,
they're the
both
options
of them are
there.
infantry exclusive, so it narrows it down.
No, they're not infantry exclusive. Lull speed res is gone by Cavs. So
oh yeah, and Cavs. Yeah, sorry.
So I mean, for example, like I mean, that's what you would give to Reinhardt.
Yeah,
because that's the most offensive one that he could use. So it's just like, I mean, it's not our attack res. It's like whatever, but you get what I mean.
I mean, I've got low speed res on Reinhardt.
Yeah, I don't. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that is true. You do have a speed heart, but yeah, you get what I mean though. Just being able to give us more like relevant skills. Like even for example, think about it. You can maybe give like Fiora as like one of them, like regular Fiora, so that you can get Pegasus Flight, for example. She's the only one.
I'd love Pegasus Flight for Narcian.
Exactly, like that's something that you can do. Just getting a lot of these other like niche sort of skills, like maybe even get somebody like, I forget who exactly all has guard bearing, but I think there's somebody who definitely has it that's like non-legendary mythic that you can put.
Mythic and seasonal at the moment.
Yeah, so then put whoever is the seasonal.
It's Hell and Ingrid.
Oh yeah, it is Ingrid. Yeah, she was the first one that came with that. Yeah, so then just put Ingrid there. You have like what else did she have? I think Steady Impact? Does she have? Or Sturdy Impact?
Sturdy.
Okay.
Sturdy Impact.
Yeah, so there you go. You can get those. But I mean, just like getting those skills that are kind of hard to get, but are really nice. It's just like, that's what you got to do.
I mean, guard bearing is almost as good as null follow-up, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's like one of the big things. Like, the fact that null follow-up is on here already as is, and is even more relevant now than it was then, it's just like, there you go. Just give us more of those.
It's the path that's aged the best.
Probably, yeah. I mean, like, Cordelia, like, the Shell Lance is like, whatever, it's there. Grima, I think more so for merges. Blue Flame and Wrath, you can technically use that. Well, more so Blue Flame for scoring purposes. Close counter, because, I mean, who doesn't want close counter?
That might not have best stats like Lances, for example.
Yeah, you have, like, good amount of stuff there. And, I mean, I have, like, only 3 of them taken out on there. I've only gotten up to Owain, but otherwise, it's just, like, you have a lot of stuff that you can use from there, but otherwise, just giving us more of these skills that are kind of hard to get, but also are very, very relevant in the meta right now would just make a lot of sense. And especially because, I mean, again, we've gone through so many of these that it's kind of just like, hey, you want to just give us some more so that we can use our divine codes more? You get what I mean? So it's just like, why not? Kind of just makes sense. I know
there's some people that have got like 13,000.
That's just because they are just hoarding them, right?
Yeah, because they want to be able to know what they can get with them.
That's
true. But yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, what they might maybe do, think about this, like they might just do a sort of thing where it's like, hey, they might just announce that, hey, we're going to do more divine codes later, like a month or so, just because, again, like a 1 year sort of thing, you know what I mean? But, who knows? I don't know. I feel like this one is realistic, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't know. All right, what are you thinking about?
So I'm going to put on another one, which is probably put on in every single bingo like this.
Okay.
Friend lists upgrade or more friend options.
Yeah, I feel like they need to do something with it because
Like
I feel
Forms
like
of Loki
something. Yeah,
is a good one.
That's true.
That's a good implementation of
And
friends
even
list.
yeah, and even being able to test defenses out from your friends and that sort of stuff if they have that enabled, that's always cool.
Exactly. Like they've got the momentum going with ideas like that.
I just feel like there's a lot more that they can do as well. You know what I
Part
mean?
of me wants to say that they may even move on to testing arena defenses.
That would honestly
Because
be nice.
if you remember, like at the beginning of like FayTuber days, people would try and find each other in arena assault.
I do remember that.
And
yes.
just try and fight each other.
Mhm.
I could really see that being a really good thing to have.
Yeah, that would be
Like-
cool, at least for like some sort of like collaborations or whatever. It's just like
Exactly,
messing with
like,
other
if you-
VTubers.
Like say you go in different rounds. Like I'm gonna put out my A team here, theme teams. You fight my
Yeah,
theme team.
I
your
think
theme team.
actually PM1 would probably use that a lot. It's just go like through like
Hell
other like
yes.
VTubers and just doing that because he always did theme battles and that sort of stuff, especially with Arena
Mhm.
back in the day. I remember that. I mean,
I
the
know,
last
I'd
one he did
absolutely
was
love
for
to
when the
take
BCs
on-
got added.
Yeah, I'd love to take on people or take on fans on stream.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or
Like that's another thing too. It's that for people who are content creators, for example, a lot of the times your lists are very flooded because you only have max 100 and you've probably added a good amount of people as is. It's like
yes,
you gotta make it a little bit easier for us. You know what I mean? This is like
a bigger friends list to account for that.
Exactly.
Would be amazing.
I think
So
just
I
being able to
know
add
it's
more friends
added
and
on
more
every
things,
single
yeah.
bingo, but
Mhm.
I just thought it's got to happen sometime. And
Eventually, they have to.
if they did it with arena, that would be even better because it's still possible to find everyone's arena team. It's just difficult.
Yeah, because I mean, like I think like last week or whatever, you also found a Luna Future Vision, right? When you're doing arena.
No, I didn't. I just found a modded. I just found someone using
okay.
math.
Oh, okay. I think recently though, maybe I think it was a few weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was a few weeks ago.
Definitely
Actually,
posted on Twitter.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun. It's
Mhm.
fun to take on people's teams.
Yeah, because I remember a few weeks ago for sure. I think it was when I was fishing in arena. I did actually find Dire Thunder, but I didn't go and battle him because I wanted I needed scoring. He didn't score high enough for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like, for example, it's like you want to be able to like find stuff like that. I mean, I remember the original videos where it's like people finding creators on there and just like battling their teams.
Like,
and just,
I thought Ozark's Arena. I thought like someone even found me and made a video out of it.
I mean, yeah,
Like
maybe.
I
feel like I would remember that. I don't know.
blessed. I'll see if I can find it and show you
You
later.
probably have. I might have seen it then. I just don't remember because again, that's so long. So I'm just like
Definitely, they've got the right ideas with mock battles of ether raids and doing more things with like brigades.
Yeah, I feel like,
They've got the right ideas now.
yeah. I
It's
just feel like
a matter of keeping things going.
I agree. I think that also maybe because if we're done with this, I can't find an image for this. I'll probably add it to later. But I think what I want to go on to next, actually, I mean, this one's always going to be a thing or whatever, but it's inevitable. New mode, just whatever. I mean, they add so many new modes or whatever that's kind of just like,
yeah.
But at the
I
same
mean, you
time,
could put that in the
like,
middle and we wouldn't bat an eye.
True, but I mean, I took a lot of effort already to make this whole thing for the free form assault that we're getting because that got leaked.
Like,
exactly. That's putting my Photoshop skills to the max.
For those who aren't initiated, we're getting free form assault in the form of quest.
Yeah, that it got leaked. It's so nice.
Not everybody is aware of it. I'm sure Fehnix Master's already talked about it. But
oh no, he's already talked about it.
He
made a dedicated video on it too, so it's just like, there you go.
Yeah, but like I say, for those uninitiated, somehow.
I do wonder though, like what, like if they do anything like with a new mode, like is it just gonna be like a new like reoccurring mode like the last couple of them have been, or do they maybe want to do something that actually spins it up? Like something at least maybe revolving something else we've already talked about already as it says. I mean, we're not even halfway in and we've been at this for an hour, but it's like,
yeah,
there's so much that we can do. There's so much to talk about, like what they could do with this game. It's just like already thinking about it. Like, for example, maybe they do something like with Fehnix to introduce a new mode. Maybe they use a new mode that can maybe get you more benefits. Maybe that's how you get the new merge item, for example. Maybe they do like that new mode to tie in with whatever they do to tune up the old legendaries. You never know. You really don't know what could happen. It's just like, you like, really want it to be something that's good.
Sort of mode they would introduce, but new mode, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they finally do something like with like PvP, like actual real time, because otherwise we've had to do that for content as is. Because the only way that this game has content to be able to do stuff like in real time is doing stuff like rival bro mains. Where it's just like, why not just allow us to be able to do something like that in the game as is, especially like with friends list and that sort of stuff. Like, just it feels like that's something we should be able to do, but they just haven't given us the tools to be able to do that yet, and I find that a bit odd. Like, you get what I mean? Like, it would be cool if we were.
I get you.
I mean, think about an example. In Dragalia, you have, like, real-time cooperative multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We certainly do.
So it's like, why not be able to do something like that?
Restricted on what you can say and things like that. But it's still, like, if you know the fight, you can join in, people know what they do, and go forward. And you can invite them and talk to them afterwards.
Yeah, and even if that, you can just get into a party with, like, other content creators and just do something there. So it's like, why not be able to give us those tools and Faye to do, I mean, whatever else they can maybe introduce.
Actual live bro mains or something,
Exactly, like being able to do something like that would be, honestly, it'd just be so.
Bro mains is just like the pinnacle of content.
It is. Oh, it definitely is, that's for sure. And being able to do that a little bit more. It's just a shame that
Grand Conquest doesn't happen more often.
Exactly, just because they've been adding so many reoccurring modes that it just feels kind of meh. Because I mean, like Grand Conquest and I'm trying to think, what was the other one? Rooker Sieges. They've been kind of a little bit on the back burner sort of thing.
Yeah,
they haven't been popping up as
not
necessarily MIA, but they just haven't been popping up as frequently. Just because, again, there are so many other modes. I mean, look at Tap Battle. It's here, but it's just like been, you know, MIA for so long.
You only just got a revival.
Exactly.
After, like, what, 4 months?
Exactly. They need to do something that's a little bit more reoccurring and not like, you know, just like in that whole sort of thing where it's like they're in limbo for half the time. You get what I mean? Like something like something consistent like Ponce of Loki. Just not, you know, something that's like a reoccurring sort of mode that kind of just like lasts for a few days. Like maybe something that's a little bit more like permanent mainstay. Just something. Please, like what? Like there has to be something that they can pull out. Anything at this rate, because I think ultimately just being able to add more content like that's a lot more mainstay, is going to at least help with the health of the game. Because, I mean, even thinking about it from a competitive stance, you only have like Aether Raids and Arena. That's it. It's like you can either pick or choose or do both. It's like whatever. But otherwise, I feel like we need other ways to be able to gauge things in a competitive stance that aren't just like, because in a way it feels a little bit bottlenecked both ways. It's just like, we need something, I think, a little bit more recurring than just those two. We need, like, a little something else. Maybe not something that's completely, like, the game gets devoted for it. Like, say, like, you have, like, a new special unit. Like, maybe they do that with, like, the original legendaries or whatever. Who knows? But just something that we can just have as a mainstay sort of thing and is a way that we can gauge the game in a competitive-ish sort of sense. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, at least. That would be... Yeah. I think that's my 100%. Number one. Something like that, or like some sort of multiplayer that just adds a lot of content for the game that we can make. So that's just, I don't know. So
definitely a new mode.
Exactly, but I mean that's just in general. New mode, please, and don't let it be trash or change it to where it becomes trash, like Ponce of Loki. Like, come on.
Lost Lore 2.
Oh no, they already did that though. Lost Lore 2 is a thing. That's just the Asker one, where you just get the rewards and there's no lore. It's just getting
Lost
the rewards.
Lore without the lore.
So Lost Lore 3.
Lost Lore
Electric
3.
Boogaloo.
Loris.
Perhaps.
Okay,
no, we make the lore. We make our own Fire Emblem. All right, what are you thinking?
What even is a Fire Emblem? Okay, so for the next one, I think I'll say anniversary units.
What do you mean by that?
Like they did last time, and they showed off Baby Marth and Sheeda.
Oh yeah. Wait, did they show it off then? No, they did in another one.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah,
they did it on the
yeah.
anniversary.
Oh yeah, they showed off the 2
special anniversary units.
To be fair, that was also for 30th anniversary though. Like it's only 31, but at the same.
But
no, there is something on anniversary.
Considering the popularity of it, I think they might make it a tradition.
I think it would make some sort of sense, yes. Especially because, I mean, seasonals already as is, they're kind of in the air. You get what I mean? Like, you never know what they can be except for, like, the holidays and that sort of stuff. I mean, in the past year, what sort of stuff have they done? I mean, they've done the anniversary.
Pirates, ninjas.
They just did the Plague Year banner.
The latest one. Yeah, Plague Year. I did not expect that.
So it's like, what can they really do with seasonals? It's just like, it feels like a
Plague Year banner, I actually like.
Like what?
Like the Plagian banner.
Yeah.
The Plagiar. Because it's interacting, the characters interacting with different cultures and different games.
Exactly.
Like,
I really like that, honestly. I mean, even though Lean is the second unit on a Harmonized, just being able to have her interact, and I mean, being a very appealing outfit, but just, I like being able to see that sort of stuff. I mean, the Three Houses stuff is kind of like, but also seeing, I mean, you have Chris and Katarina, who are basically like ancestors to that whole area. It's just like, well, there you go. Maybe doing something like that, like not necessarily like time travel, but I mean, yes, but also being able to see, like, because that's kind of just like a resplendent, but also not. Since I mean, you're seeing a character in another type of attire based on another culture in the universe of Fire Emblem that isn't necessarily restricted to the whole land of heroes. So, I mean, for example,
I think
there was one I was thinking.
They may do an anniversary banner.
That would be cool. I just, maybe not necessarily that, but I do agree. Just having more of those banners in general. But an anniversary, I'm trying to think. Is there any milestones that come up this year? I think I'm just going to look up Fire Emblem series right now. I'm going to see on Wikipedia because it does like list like when the games have come out and that sort of stuff.
I could see them doing like Baby Arm, Baby Celica.
Perhaps. See, here's the thing. Looking at it already right now, there's nothing that actually came out in a 1. We've only had like basically like everything else sort of thing. Actually, we don't even have. I'm trying to see because I'm saying like 1990, 1992. There's nothing that ends in like a 1, but ends in I think like everything else for the most part. So we don't have a milestone, sadly.
I mean, it is the 5th anniversary.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, I gotta think of 6s as well. The only thing that's there is FE4, 1996. So that would have been out for 25 years actually at this rate. So I mean,
yeah, I still think it might even be anniversary OCs, maybe.
Perhaps. I mean, technically, I mean, it is the 4th birthday of Heroes, but it's like
it's a 5th year anniversary for Heroes.
That is true. So it's just like they could maybe do something. I mean, they're probably going to count it as 4 because I mean it's been around for 4 whole years exactly. But then again, this is
fourth year anniversary, I guess.
Yeah, which I mean, even looking at the bingo, it seems a little bit weird because I have it specifically as like, hey, we're going to year 5. What's going to happen? And it's like, even though it's being classified as the 4th anniversary, like whatever. But I do agree. I think they need some sort of other cultural or anniversary type banner, just like just to celebrate Fire Emblem and that. And I mean, it feels a little bit one-off with the 30th anniversary, but at the same time, they can definitely do a little more than just that easily, especially for some of the older games.
Make that tradition now. I reckon they'll make a yearly banner with younger versions of the main characters.
Actually, that's right. I do honestly agree, though. Ultimately, I think that would be really nice. I mean, really, again, the only milestone we have is like genealogy. So it's just like, could they really do anything? I mean,
wait, did you say FE4?
Yeah, FE4. It released in 1996.
Thracia. Oh wait, not Thracia.
Not Thracia. No, Thracia was
I'm getting mixed
3
up.
years later.
They're the same game.
Apparently, yes. I mean, maybe.
I'm gonna upset a few people saying that.
Oh well. But yeah, it's Genealogy was released in 96, Thracia 99. So
yeah,
it's kind of just like really they can only do something with like FE4, but at the same time, there might be a little something. Who knows? I mean,
I reckon they'll just do an anniversary banner. Heck, call it Hero Fest.
However many Hero Fests they want to do, that's fair. I think actually, I mean, it feels like it's maybe me wasting a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think it's much of a waste. For the next one, if I can at least find the picture that I want first, so I can at least have an image here, because I want to put Young Marth here. There you are. Hi, how you doing? What are you thinking for possible Hero Fest candidates? Because they're definitely going to have a Hero Fest. That's all but guaranteed.
Okay.
What are you thinking they might do for Hero Fest in terms of like who's going to be on it? Because I mean, Hero Fest is going to be obvious. That's an easy pred, but who could be on it?
I think Legendary Edelgard.
Okay.
Legendary Claude.
Legendary Claude doesn't exist. Do you mean Brave Claude?
Oh, Brave. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I meant Brave for all of them. Just make a Brave banner rerun.
Yeah, no.
They did that. I swear they did that once.
Perhaps, but I mean, it might have been like early on, for example. Like early on.
I think I recall it being year 2s that they reran once.
Oh yeah, I think it was because they did that.
They called it Hero Fest.
Yeah, they did that, but that was because they were doing a bunch of stuff for like that Brave stuff at the time. You know what I mean? Like doing. They had a couple banners going on, at least involving the Brave units, because they gave out tickets for because they had Hero Fest for both of them. Or maybe I'm thinking of something different. I don't know.
Well, I could quickly put another one there for you. Free summons.
I mean, obviously, yeah, they're going to be free summons. I mean, that's definitely going to be a thing they're going to have. There's no way they won't have tickets for this Hero Fest. That's always something they've consistently done.
At least put it there, put it next to the free soul. Why not?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I mean...
If they're free summons, then free summons.
I mean, oh, yeah, there are the free summons. Oh, yeah. Free random
It doesn't mean like free 5-stars, though.
Yeah, I mean, no, that is like a free 5-star thing. I mean, for example, you have the stuff like whenever they do celebrations, they have like whatever. Since, I mean, the last one they did during the summer, they had the free seasonal. Yeah, they had the free seasonals. Or at least like a free random seasonal that you could get.
Gen 1 or Gen 2 one, and then it was Gen 3 and Gen 4.
Yeah, because I remember the last one I got a Spring Veronica. Not a good IV one entirely, but like I got one.
I got a New Year Selkie, and I gave Distant Ward to Valbar.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's just a ward to Val. Okay, I mean sure. I mean that's definitely something. It works out. Yeah. Oh no, I remember. I think also another one was that I think because they did a couple weird things for the summer at least. I think I remember getting myself a free Summer Tana because I remember that when I pulled that, I used that to get through on the limited hero battle with Julius because that was a Sacred Stones map. So.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when they did it, but it was certainly...
I don't remember either, but I know that it was a thing. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely going to do seasonals for sure. That's all but guaranteed. Like probably from everybody from Book 4.
Definitely, I think.
I just wonder. I mean,
if not a full free random unit, at least a free random summon.
And I think I know what to go off actually next, but I do wonder like what we can do like for still like some Hero Fest press because we kind of passed that up. I feel like because usually, I mean, what were the last Hero Fests? Like, because they usually had something like they had like a legendary or a mythic as one.
Was, Duo Ephraim.
Oh, yeah.
Sophist. Bernadetta. and Nagi, if I recall.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah.
That
so
was banner where they had the glitch with he messed up the summoning.
I remember that. Yeah, like that was somehow a really good glitch that happened, which is really odd.
That ended up being. I would actually honestly say that worked in their favor.
Yeah, it really did. Because like for however many pities you got that specific unit that you were supposed to get,
and it made people pull.
Exactly,
despite,
it did.
Like people thought, oh, if I pull this, I get a free copy of that. Oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, because people want to
abuse that. They might have realized at that point, thinking like, actually, we could profit from this.
They could. I mean, they definitely did last time. I wonder maybe they do something like that. Honestly, that would be cool. I mean, think about it.
Like,
if you put
5-star drop, they could call it.
That would honestly be really cool. Honestly, because this is going to sound really dumb. What if the duo special heroes banner, so at least like, you know how they did what they did for the New Year's one, and that was kind of just like meh? What if what they did was that if you pulled and you got like that unit, like that colored unit, like say for example, if this happened with the New Year's, let's say because I was pulling for a ton of Valorias, what if for each Valoria I pulled, or if I got like or if I got like something else, what if I got like that other unit with it? Like say, I mean, it's gonna sound broken, but like if you pull, like for every Valoria you get like a dual alpha. It seems really stupid, but it's like, what if they did something like that, but for Hero Fest exclusively? Perhaps, actually.
But what they had last time, like, I could easily see them doing it. So, like, if you get pity broken, if it's from a certain year, there you go.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's something they definitely could have done. Since, I mean, I've said this plenty.
I feel like they could do that as like a special banner.
Yeah, because I mean,
turning around and saying Hero Fest could be like this.
I got completely burnt. Remember? Like. Yeah, like I got completely burnt from the New Year's banner because I got like 6 or 7 pities, despite it being an innate 2% pull for a pity.
Like, so if you got like, pity broken, here you go.
Yeah, like why? Like that would be some sort of compensation, especially if you have 8 focus units. It's just like, huh? Hello? Like, please? But I do agree.
That as an idea. Put that as an idea. Yeah. Like, special Hero Fest. Glitch, please.
Hero Fest. Glitch. Please. I'll put that for like your next one, because I know what I want to talk about next as well.
I think that would actually, like, because they're probably going to have like packs as well.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, they're going to,
but not a glitch.
Yeah, Hero Fest glitch, not a glitch. But what are you thinking, like, though, for like Hero Fest Prez? Because I mean, you're going to have like 2 units, a mythic or a legendary, and a duo.
You'd have a mythic, a duo, and 2 really popular units.
Trying to think.
So duo, who's the best duo at the moment? I would
definitely not Alm, sadly, as much as I would hate to admit it.
I would honestly say the best duo unit, if it's not Ephraim, I mean Ephraim's not the best, I would honestly say Bridal Micaiah.
Actually, no. Duo Sigurd.
Yes. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Duo Sigurd.
There's
many people that be wanting to pull for him.
Especially because of Aether HGs that you can do. It's just like, there you go. Why not have him on there? Because that's so good.
There is your hero. That's your Hero Fest duo.
That's your duo hero. Okay. So we don't need a Harmonize. That's fine. I mean, maybe they might add a Harmonize, but at the same time, it's like, just throw on like whoever. I don't know. Throw on like Xander or Veronica or whatever. Maybe.
Xander, Veronica, yeah.
Maybe asterisk that. Think of a different green as well. Mythic or legendary. Someone that's somewhat recent, but is also What about Milla? Maybe? Because, I mean, she is very meta-defining. Or would you think of somebody else? Maybe one of the dancers? Mythic dancers?
Yes. Triandra.
Triandra, really?
I think Triandra is mythic.
Perhaps.
Because considering that she was thrown together with...
Yeah. That is true.
Freya.
Having the two of them was really weird, but at the same time, I can see it making sense. Triandria and Freya was a really weird one. Like, even I think I wanted to go on a tangent about it earlier, at least a little. Because, like, I mean, thinking about, like, the original legendaries and that sort of stuff, they decided to release 2 mythics together, which was really odd. Especially because that felt like it further inflated the banner as well, but it's like, at that case, if you put either one of them on this Hero Fest, I feel like that could honestly work, realistically speaking.
Yeah.
But that's, I don't know. Otherwise, let's go with a colorless and a blue that were really popular.
Colorless?
Anything that kind of mind. Gotta be something. Someone that was at least like also pretty meta defining it too, or at least like pretty popular for that last little bit. I don't know about Zane. I mean, actually, maybe if they want to do a 4-star focus on that, maybe, but at the same time, that would also feel kind of weird because I mean, you already have the innate bonus, right? Because you're pulling on that is 5%, right? So maybe. Let me think out heroes that are like colorless and blue. I'm gonna look because this is gonna be a weird one.
Eleonora.
I think she was a little bit too old for this. It needs to be something that was in this past year, easily, within the past year.
I was past year.
I feel like that's a little bit more. I feel like that was at the beginning of the year, though. It feels a little bit too old for me. I need something like maybe like last 6 to 9 months.
Pirate Taban.
That could work. Yeah. I mean, he is the only person with dive bomb. That's true. That could definitely work.
Or like that's still quite an exclusive skill.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we need more people to, I guess, want to have access to it in that regard, right? So it's like putting that on a banner like that would definitely work out, honestly. So I mean, there you go.
Yeah, I think Pirate Bomb fits. And what about a blue? Crom. There's Crom.
Legendary. Well, you already have the mythic though, like taking that spot, like legendary mythic. So, what I'm thinking, maybe actually, what about we have the duo? Oh yeah, true. I mean, at that rate,
I can see them doing that.
Duo legendary.
Make it really worth doing.
Perhaps. So basically, like, so we have a legendary, a mythic, a duo, and a seasonal. That sounds pretty good, especially ones that are 5-star locked that are pretty popular. I think. Yeah, you could probably get away with Crom. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's go with that then. Like that, it's going to be a really weird. It's a weird batch. I will admit that, but I think that is pretty solid, honestly. Maybe if anything, we might get one of them. I really think that duo Sigurd will be the duo. The other ones I think are a bit up in the air. Like he was very recent, or at least like within like the past 6 to 9 months, but is also insanely popular and insanely good. So I mean, come on, give it to us.
Like, if not Crom, Dimitri.
Yeah, you could honestly, legendary Crom, or even Brave Dimitri too, if you really want.
Yes.
That's always a thing. Yeah, because they can honestly put a Brave unit on there too, if they want. I don't know. That's how they want. Who knows? Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, well, we already talked about the free random summon unit. That's just like usually like a seasonal. Do you think they might maybe do something like that for maybe like Hero Fest? Maybe? Probably not. Or like maybe like some sort of like regular sort of. Yeah, I don't know. But who knows? I think, okay, so now I'm trying to remember what I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. And I guess we kind of already maybe talked. We haven't really
talked about this.
A Hero Rise is gone. Like I don't know if it'll be gone or not. I think it will happen, at least maybe something.
They will announce it on the Fey Pass.
Huh?
That during the anniversary period, they will have people vote. So it won't, it's not gone. I don't reckon. I reckon they announce it because they always do. Choose your legends first. They announce results in Fey Pass, and say coinciding, we have the Hero Rises event. Vote for your favorite hero.
Yeah.
That you want to have
A
free.
lot of people really thought it was gone, though, because we were getting the Forma sold. That would equivalent for, hey, we have a free unit of our choice instead of just like the random ones.
It doesn't have to be the one of their choice, but as in one that comes available for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're deciding on something, whether it's like a poll or like just something of our own choosing with like a thing. It's just like, I don't know, like even like something like that, for example, think like maybe they do something like that, like they give us a free ticket as well instead. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know. This is more like I'm not saying this is an actual prediction. I'm more saying this as like a rhetoric, but like as a topic as well. I don't think it's gone. I really don't think it is, but there's always a chance that it
I don't think
be.
it's gone. It's something that brings in traffic. It brings in discussion. It brings in unity. It brings in division.
Yeah.
Much like Choose Your Legends.
True.
Always
That's very
becomes
true.
a hot topic.
Since
it all becomes a thing where everyone's discussing, oh, what would be best for it? Oh, would it be funny if we had this? Or what if we had like a unit that can do everything, like Legendary Dimitri, or like someone that can kill anything in one shot, like Legendary Dimitri, or...
You're totally not just saying this because you now have a +5 that's your main unit right now on Fae. Totally not, right?
Oh, but you get what I mean. Like,
I
if
do.
people wanted a brave Dimitri, you know, he's a very strong character. Everyone would be like,
definitely is.
Let's all vote for this character, but then, of course, you'd get people going on like Legendary Edelgard, she's amazing, get Gale Force on her, or...
Man.
So, here's
the thing, think about it like this.
It brings discussion.
Yeah.
It brings people talking about Final Heroes, and it brings in the discussion of like, oh, I could actually decide what everybody gets.
Yeah, that's true. But I think what you're failing to see here is because a lot of that stuff, a lot of like Hero Rises specifically, is very much dependent on recency bias as well. Think about like the 3 times they did it. The first one was Legendary Ike. He just came out, they announced him in that, and it's just like, hey, that's their first Legendary or whatever. Why not get him for free? And he was a solid unit. The next year was a little bit more up in the air because they did the weird like thing where you like search for the unit you want or whatever. But we also went
people gave up that and picked the first thing that bloody came on the screen.
Yeah, sometimes, and then it just became like a 4-unit thing where it's like you get one of them for free. Yeah, Legendary Lyn, Azura, and I forget the other 2. But then also recently, the last year,
Legendary Lyn, Azura, and
I forget.
Part of me wants to say it was because it was a colorless green,
blue and red. Yeah, because we were all choosing for which one we wanted out of that, like out of each color.
It was. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember either. But then last year as well, it was between. Well, we got Altina. But it was also between
Altina or Alphonse.
Yes, exactly. It was between those 2. Because, and think about it, they were that recent. They came out within like a month or 2. Of that poll.
Yeah.
So it's like, they want to go for somebody recent. So think like maybe Theros, for example.
Like, we want Theros.
Yeah, I feel like they might do that just because.
I get your argument on that.
Yeah, I think that would honestly work out. I can't really think of anybody else that would be who we would really want in that regard, like as that slot. I think it's more that if we want to utilize what we can possibly get out of just making the game a lot easier by giving a unit to everybody, I think just being able to give everybody the 7th defense slot would make a lot of sense. Since, I mean, we already have it for offense, why not give it to us for defense? You know what I mean? And maybe it won't be as insanely broken.
With Alpina, people were starving for an
actual good, like, Astra Mythic.
Just Astra in general.
Yeah, exactly. Because all we had at that point was Naga.
Only 2. Yeah, we had 2 Astra Mythics.
Yeah, and not only that, she's a decent unit too.
Starvation.
I mean, you're also looking at somebody who was also a flying unit with no, with her personal skill, she could restrict her flying weakness, but also that she's also a dual brave unit. with Vantage in that too. So it's just like she was somebody that you could just pull out of the box to deal with a good amount of shit. So it's just like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I mean, Saros, I mean, she is okay as a unit. I mean, she does get hurt by null follow-up, but she definitely works out for what she does. But she also provides that 7th anima slot, like on defense. So it's just like,
she's
it makes sense. Exactly. I don't have a picture of Saros right now. I would have to download the thing, but I'll add it later on in post-production when we actually release the bingo, which it is released. Probably when this video goes out. But yeah, it should look a little bit better. But yeah, Saros, I think, most likely might end up being the pick if there is a Hero Rises this year. But otherwise, I mean, if there isn't, you never know. But who knows? But that's our pride here. Okay, otherwise, I think I'm actually going up again next because you did the Hero Fest glitch, but not a glitch.
But not a glitch.
I mean, do you want that for this Hero Fest, though? Or what?
I wouldn't mind it, to be honest.
I wouldn't either. I feel like if they found a way for that to make sense, especially because even like what they want to do with the seasonal banners, because they have all of those, like, we're going through now to the 5th year, and it's like, think about it. Once we get to the Easter banner, we're going to have 5 Easter banners that have happened. So it's like, here's what I'm thinking, actually. What if they do the whole, like, duo seasonal banner thing, but they do that for the older seasonal units? So you have Gen 1 and 2 together, but you also have the Hero Fest thing as well. So what if you pull one of them? So let's say, I'm trying to remember, what was the second year? It was
second year spring. It was Katria, Ninja Kagero.
Okay,
are you talking about spring, or are you talking about Hero Fest?
Spring. So what if they do something so that if you're pulling on this banner, you have the first 2 seasonals. Let's say you pull a spring Katria. Let's just say for free you'll get a spring Lucina as well with that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you get that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Like, spring Lucina has already been outclassed by Cliff, and frankly, a lot of other just mages as is. So it's like, you're not losing anything. You're just getting more units for pulling on these banners, especially since they're old seasonal units that are pre. Exactly.
Because
like,
don't forget that Spring Lucina has Swift Sparrow.
Swift Sparrow too, but that's besides the point at that rate too. She also has maybe, I think, one of the 2 the weird things that's like, you get the bonuses in the towers, like her and Spring Camilla. Even though you already got that one with Divine Codes initially, too.
Tied to Camilla and Xander, yeah.
Yeah, but you get what I mean, though. Just being able to get more access to those skills and just getting more of those units, even though they're pretty meh, it's like, it works out. I see that as, honestly, a win-win, especially if you want old seasonal units. That's the way to go. Don't do it for the new banners.
Put that down. Incentivizing pulling on old banners.
I can probably see that,
I'll put that as...
Pull
on old seasonals.
Incentivize pulling
Incentivize
on new banners. Incentivize. There we go.
There you go.
On
incentivize pulling on a new banner.
Older banners.
Older seasonal.
Oh my god. I think just in general. I think actually, because I think this will go into the next thing that I want to talk about as well for my topic is
next. Why you put that in Hero Fest glitch or not glitch?
Putting it like they're doing like the sort of same thing.
Yeah, but yeah.
I want to put them together honestly because I feel like they both brought in like the same sort of thing, and I want to go into this as well next. More weekly revivals each week because we've had like 2 like already sets of like weekly revivals added. But I feel like they take so long to actually get like to those banners that they need to have more than one, especially if we want to get those older units that are in the permanent pool. Do you get what I mean? I mean, for example, because think about what I was wanting to do. I was initially wanting to wait for Soniki. I've been wanting to do that for months, but then I would have had to wait for February for her to get her revival. And then Delthea came around and it was like when her Resplendent happened. And her last one had just passed like a week or 2 prior. So then I would have to wait for April. It's just like, it feels kind of weird, especially like if there are other units that people want from there. Exactly. Give us more opportunities by having them accessible.
Units.
Exactly,
I wouldn't
giving
put
us
more
more.
weekly revivals, just more opportunities for to get older units.
Perhaps, yes, but I feel like just in general, I don't think it would hurt to have 2 weekly revivals present each week. Having one present
But
for
I feel
Gen 1 and
cycling
Gen 2
through them too
units.
quickly may hurt people that want to pull for units that are on the same banner or on 2 different banners.
Perhaps, but at the same
Or
time, I feel like, I don't know.
Maybe just having more units on each revival banner.
Perhaps. Maybe making it just like 4 units at that rate would help.
Yeah, more units on a banner makes the rates better.
Perhaps, yeah. I feel like I'm more thinking
about
that because also, I'm not going to group it into this as well, but they're probably going to do some more summoning pool changes as well. Since, I mean, well, frankly, I mean, one that's probably very solid is that Altena is going to go down to 3/4 finally.
Oh, yeah.
She's been out for a year now at this rate, and she's the only one in 5/4 right now. So it's like at this rate, I think that needs to happen.
I'm pretty sure someone I knew actually pulled an Altena. I think it might have been.
It was me. I literally pulled an Altena.
Yeah, I thought it was you.
I literally pulled an Altena while pulling for Valoria. That was the first thing I got. I got her with the tickets.
And although it wasn't a pity break.
Also, oh yeah, somebody I know, Helios, he did recently as well. I think he pulled an Altena as well. So it's just like, there you go. It's just like, it's pain.
Sort that out.
But yeah, that's just one thing. But definitely, there's going to be some summoning changes. I don't know if they're going to take out some of the Gen 3 units out of the pool, but I feel like that is something that they do maybe need to do, is get like, just, they're going to do that obviously, but what's one thing that they can do? More weekly revivals. And I feel like based on the influx of how many units need to be taken out of the main rotation is where you need to have more than one weekly revival banner going on presently at each time, especially because you can always mix and match the units in that regard. Yeah, it might end up getting convoluted, but I feel like being able to have the opportunity to cycle through these characters more consistently than they are right now would be a good thing. Because you wouldn't have to be like hoarding for months and months and months and months just to get an old unit.
Opportunities in general.
Exactly. Just for somebody who is an older unit, it's just like, you don't want to have to wait months upon months if you want to get yourself copies of regular Lucina. You get what I mean? It's just like, it seems like that would make sense. So doing something like that would just, it feels like a no-brainer to me. So otherwise, I don't know. But that's just me.
Okay, so my turn now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, considering we're right under the free soul, special Hall of Forms.
What do you mean by that?
Finally, a Hall of Forms which actually houses legendary units.
Ooh.
Because there's been speculation of it.
Really? What do you mean by that?
Well, in the sense that, if I pull it up now, actually.
Yeah, because I've never heard this myself.
I'll read it out.
Okay.
Former experience. EXP boosts received from Upgrade Castle and during special periods such as weekends and events do not apply. Legendary and mythic heroes will still obtain double experience.
Oh.
That's literally in the former souls, or the former. And I think they may have just put that in just to cover their backs. Also, the fact that the background is all legendary units.
Oh yeah, that is true. I mean, well, wait, let me show that again, actually, for that sake.
Yeah.
It's actually, or no, I can actually check it as well. They have legendary Ike, they have Fjorm, legendary Marth, Erica, and Riona. Those are all legendaries that don't have pair up. Those are all units that are actually out of the pool.
Perhaps.
So maybe that's what they might end up doing as well, is that they might do some legendary Hall of Forms just to make them a little bit more accessible. Maybe they could maybe do that.
Have people choose their own hero from the free soul that we get.
That is one.
I could just see it. I can just see that happening.
If they upgrade the legendaries,
We've cycled through all the games now in
That
Hall of
is true,
Forms.
yes. Well, I mean, Heroes is
We
technically
started on FE1, and then
yeah,
we
we
ended
did.
now on Heroes.
Yeah.
The next Hall of Forms, I reckon, will be Legendary Heroes.
I think that would actually be really nice. And I think, yeah, so say they do end up upgrading these original Legendary Heroes, and then you can make them accessible through a Legendary Hall of Forms that would allow it so that you can mess with some of these units. Like, let's say, for example, and this one might be a little bit meh, but what if you had the 3 Legendary Niffles, and then maybe like a 4th with like whoever, maybe Legendary Ike or whatever, for example.
Or Air.
Like, you could do something like that. Like, you could pick maybe one of those 4, for example.
If they did all the OCs, the Legendary OCs, they'd have one of each color.
Is that true? Wait, I'm
Yep.
trying to think.
Fjorm blue, Gunfer green,
Harid
Harid
is
red, Air grey. Colorless.
Yeah, but that she is a mythic, but she wasn't taken out.
She wasn't taken out, but she's still there. She's still on the
Perhaps,
picture.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't really base it off the picture in this case, though, at least for Air, but I do agree.
I think they're going to do something special for Hall of Forms considering the free soul.
Oh, well, colorless. Just draw in, like, Grima, for example. Why not? I mean, it seems a little bit weird, but at the same time, that's a colorless legendary. Yeah. Just do something so that you can get these upgrades and that you can get whatever skills you want them as well. It's just like, you can use for free souls.
Considering how generous the free soul is, they'll want people to use it immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, well, it depends on how stacked they would want to make it, since, I mean, there's 12 units that were taken away, so it's like you have 3 months of legendaries to cycle through that were upgraded and that you could possibly get, so you can get whatever. Like, say, like, this first month, again, like, let's say it does have all of the Niffle siblings in Grima, then next month they have something of, like, Erica, Ephraim, and then, like, 2 others. You can wait until then to get them. Yeah, Legendary Lyn. Like, you could probably do something like that. Like, say, if you really want to get, like, a Forma Brave, or Forma Legendary Ephraim, that's how you do it. You just wait another month and do that. So it's just, like, it makes sense. I can honestly... I think that would be really cool. And then maybe after that, maybe actually what they... Actually, no. Because what I'm thinking is that what if they did it so... They made it so that they had 2 Hall of Forms. One where it's like the legendaries are cycling through, but at the same time, that doesn't solve the problem of being able to get them consistently, unless you did like the merge item sort of thing. What if they had like a legendary and a regular one?
Normal.
Yeah. But what if they had like 2 Hall of Forms coinciding, or like doing like some sort of like thing where it's like you have like the regular sort of thing where you have them each game, and then you have like the legendaries one? Because you have to think. I think the first 2 or 3...
Just choose 4.
Perhaps. But you have to think, the first 2 or 3 Hall of Forms didn't have Forma. Like, they didn't have grailable Forma, or the purchasable Forma. I remember because one of them was Echoes. There is no accessible Forma Echoes unit. And it's like, that's literally what my Forma soul will go for. Is whoever I want out of that, in case they buy more, which, I mean... I'm kind of a broke boy right now, but if I had the ability, I would literally use all 4 on there, because Echoes.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, maybe having like both of them at the same time, that would probably mean you would need to make more bundles for Forma Souls accessible. Unless, for whatever reason, maybe, for example, like every few months or so, they make it so that you can maybe get a Forma Soul from like a Fate Pass quest or whatever. But at the same time, that'd be a little bit... It would mean that you would...
More Fate Pass benefits.
Yeah, and I mean, you are buying them. Like, how much is it for a Forma Soul right now? I'm just going to quickly check.
£25 for me.
It's 40 CAD for me, so... Because I think what it is that, like, I'm paying in total, like, $14 for it, but I think, like, in terms of, like, how much it's listed for, I think it's, like $12. So, I mean, you have to pay however many months of Fate Pass for it to maybe be worth a Forma Soul. And then maybe that's when they put it in. Like, every few months, once you get that sort of amount that you would pay for a Forma Soul normally, is when you can get one in a Fate Pass quest. I think that would honestly be a really good incentive. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, but that seems... It could work if they want to make it so that they have more Hall of Forms.
They could make a buildable Forma Soul.
Yeah, I
how they do trait fruits, have different items to make a Forma Soul.
Perhaps. That would be interesting too, depending on... Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if they did a little bit more with Forma, since, I mean, you have to think about it. All that formulas really are, like, besides, like, being able to get, like, a copy of that unit with whatever skill inheritance you want, it's like, whatever. But otherwise, it's literally just, like, they're a blue 5-star. That's literally it. Why not give us a little bit more incentive to go out for these forma units? I mean, especially if you're giving us a free forma soul as well. Maybe that might be inferring that maybe they might be doing a little something there, but just give us more incentive to have a blue unit. Like, come on. I feel like that would be cool, right?
I mean, I think, because I've got a forma, I have 2 forma plus 10s.
You have a forma for which ones you got out?
I've got Halloween Mia.
Oh, yeah, that is true, Mia. Of course.
And I've also got Bridal Ninian.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Even Goose has Bridal Ninian in that format as well. Like, didn't even go for the Nina, went for the Ninian instead. But yeah. I think that would be
Here's my... There she is.
There's your Ninian, and not because everybody's seen your Mia at this rate. That's besides the point.
Yeah. But yeah, she's one of my lesser-known 5-star formulas.
Yeah.
Plus 10 formulas.
That's what I'm saying. Especially for people like me, for example, who haven't gotten a formal soul yet. And that, for example, that's just a way for us to be introduced to the formulas and getting more of them and just getting blue 5-stars. You know what I mean? It's just whether it's like it's going to have to remain a cosmetic thing. It has to. Yeah. You just don't want to make it so that it's like resplendent, where it's like you're giving them free stats for having that sort of thing, right? You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But giving it at least so that there is some sort of weird incentive that doesn't entirely impact the gameplay would be nice. And I think they're going to do that in some capacity. I don't know what, but who knows? Honestly, they could really do anything at this rate with them, but I think that's something they will do, especially if they ultimately are giving us a free soul.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of next, then, for my next prediction? Because I feel like I'm a little bit kind of running out of stuff. At least, I haven't been thinking too much, because I've been really just going with the conversations. I feel like... I'm not too sure. What have you got, maybe, if there's anything? Actually,
I think some arena changes.
Arena changes. It's possible.
Possibly, because I could see them changing something with the seasons.
Maybe. Actually, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what my prediction will be. And based on like an arena sort of thing. Based on the fact that now there's so many like sort of things where it's like, I think they need to make changes to Resonant Battles, just to make it so that it's less pay to win, because like how much they're incentivizing harmonized heroes, and it literally has gotten to the point where if you want to be in the highest tiers, you have to have a harmonized hero, especially one that is merged up.
You have to.
For me, for example, I don't have a single harmonized.
It's possible to get into the top tier without harmonized.
No, it's not. It's gotten to that point where it's not. From watching, like PM1 has already said it's now at the point where you're not going to be able to. You aren't getting in 21. We have floated between 19 and 20 for the past however many weeks. Okay, well you have one. You have a resident, or you have a harmonized Mia though. So I mean,
yeah. But what's the bonus units this time?
I know, but Mia's for the last.
It's genealogy and
wait. Then what did you use?
I have no resonant.
But you were. Who did you use? No, actually, who did you use? Because I mean, we're only going into.
Eldigan, Ephraim, Volta, and I believe I used Lean.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe what it is that because you had the harmonized, you're already on a different cycle from all of the free-to-play players. That might be why you're going into 21, because you're already in 2021 because of your harmonized previously. Because I know the last week was, I think.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like at least for free-to-play players, it feels really weird because it's really hard for us to get there, especially if we don't have a harmonized or not. Since I mean, even when I was talking about the Plagia Dorothea and that sort of stuff. When I was talking about that in my reaction analysis video, I was like, just looking at that, because I mean, they're not only a harmonized, but they're also a dancer. That's going to make them insanely valuable as is. So it's like, there's nobody that's really a necessary pull unless you care about Resonant Battles. Otherwise, you have to pull for them, because harmonized are just that important. And it just, it hurts those that don't really have it.
Aren't really going to change because of the fact that it's the one incentive to pull Resonant heroes if you
perhaps
know the character.
I just feel like they need to at least do some sort of like tweaks to it, I feel, since it's very, very dependent on them.
I get you.
Maybe, I mean, this might be really dumb, but maybe
sort of change.
What if they did something along the lines of like increasing tiers, like they did with AR? Do you think they might do that for Resonant Battles, just so that it's a little more, so that you have like the people who really are going in for harmonized heroes on the more extreme side have their own tiers, whereas we can at least like comfortably be like 21? Yeah, exactly. A Vault of Heaven for Resonant Battles, especially for the people that went in for like plus 10 harmonized or whatever in that.
I get you. Sort of an over tier.
Exactly. I think that would be the right way to maybe go about this, at least just to make things a little bit more weird. And especially because if you're going to give us more rewards for being in those higher tiers, give us more of that sort of stuff for being higher in Resonant Battles, especially because you have however many different rewards switching in and out between weeks.
Into it, it's like, if you want to reach it, you have to be like that. It's the same sort of...
Exactly. I think that would be... I think that would be fine, honestly, especially for Resonant Battles. I think that would be fine because, I mean, that's sort of the same sort of case. It's because people are really going in and investing for, like, these specific units, whether it's harmonized, mythics, maybe even duos, I guess, if that really counts for Aether raids. At times it does, because you have the duo hindrance or whatever, but that's also harmonized. I don't know. But it's more there. You have to get these sort of units if you really want to heavily progress into the super higher tiers of these modes. Maybe not necessarily AR as much because they've given us so many free mythics, but at this rate though, still, you at least want to maybe have that divide to make things a lot more consistent across the board for all types of players at all different playing levels and spending levels.
Yeah.
And they might not do anything, maybe like otherwise, like an arena change. Make Allegiance battles stop being bi-weekly. For love of God, I hate that. Like, why did they do that? It was such a dumb change. But otherwise, I think that's something that they definitely need to do, is just, why not? Why not give us a Vault of Heaven for Resonant Battles? Just, why not? I think it would just be... I don't see any cons to that. I don't think you do either, do you?
I personally don't see it. It's more rewards for people who happen to have a Resonant hero.
Yeah, but that's more the point at that rate. I feel at that... That's just how it feels like to me. Like, if you have them, it's like you'll go into those higher tiers. If not, it's like whatever, but you still get to the max.
Is Vault of Heaven.
Yeah.
Already.
Perhaps.
So I don't feel it changes anything if you say it like that, but...
Maybe. I just feel
agree
like...
to disagree.
Perhaps. I don't know. I mean, maybe honestly, if we go back to like Heroes Rises, maybe we all go for Plagia Dorothea just to save our asses for Resonant Battles. I don't know. But
yeah.
You never know. Just give us a free harmonized. Okay. That would be nice, but who knows? I don't know. All right, what are you thinking for your next prediction here? Because I feel like we're both sort of losing a little bit of steam, but at the same time, we've covered a lot too. But there's definitely some stuff we can definitely touch on still.
Sparking changes. Spark changes.
Spark changes. Okay, yes, please. I agree. I'm surprised we haven't actually talked about sparks yet, because that's something they really, really need to have in the game, but haven't been making like as consistent as it really should be.
They've only been making it to incentivize pulling on new banners, but
exactly.
If we're going to look back on incentivizing pulling on old banners, but they could do an overall change on sparking in general.
Yeah.
To make it so sparking will be on all banners.
I mean, that would be weird, especially for maybe like weekly banners, but at the same time, I still see that working out.
Yeah.
I think, though, in general, I mean, even looking at the Christmas banner, you were literally able to get like 3 or 4 sparks from that. Just being able to reach all... Yeah, because they had 3 sparks, because the 4th unit was the 4-star focus. It's like, why not just make it so that sparks are just available on every single banner? Every banner technically needs it for the new ones, if there's a unit that people really need to get, but don't want to spend super much just trying to go for them. Just get your 40 pulls and go.
But they added sparking to Dragalia.
Yeah. I think I do remember you saying that to me recently, too.
Yeah, they added that before Faded. So they ended up... Because dragons in that game, you need to get multiple copies of.
Okay.
But if you carry on pulling on the same banner, after you get like 300 of, like, they call them worm sigils, you're able to trade them in.
Okay.
Like, something like that.
That literally is a spark.
Like, the more you summon on a banner, the more of a currency you get to get older units, possibly. Like, I don't know.
I think that just...
Once again, this goes back to incentivizing pulling on old banners.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think, though, in general, like, just the whole thing about sparks has been... It's been a net positive for the banners that it's been on. But it's only been on the new banners. They need to have it for all types of banners, not just the new heroes. Special heroes definitely need it, especially since, I mean, they're not units that go into the regular pool. You're having to wait however many months to get these units again. So if you're trying to go for them, it's like, why not? I mean, that's why a lot of people went in for the Christmas banner. Not only was it 3 houses, but it was also able to spark every single unit.
Yeah,
that was a 5-star exclusive
hero.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, wait. Yeah, because they are a harmonized.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting they are harmonized. Because it's like it's
the same area.
It's both Tellius. Like, it's weird. I know. Like, but I do agree. I really do. Like, it doesn't really make much sense for why they don't have Spark on more banners outside of the new heroes. I mean, I think even put it on the Heroes Fest for all I care. Why not? Just maybe even like as like a one-up. But it's just like, I think in general, just to incentivize more pulling and getting all these newer units to keep up, if you're really into that sort of playstyle in pulling and summoning, you need to have Spark be more ever present on banners more than they have been before.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why they were messing with different summoning styles. Like, that's why they did Christmas with the 3 Spark. And for New Year's, they did the double special heroes.
Brave heroes you could summon 4 times.
Yeah, that too. So it's just like, is that a way for them to be gauging what they're doing with Spark? I don't know. But I think in general, there needs to be some sort of changes to make it more consistent. I just wonder what that would be. And I'm hoping that this Fae channel, that'll at least maybe do something. Please?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hopefully so. So what were you thinking next?
What am I thinking next? Because, like, really, I mean, I have like 3 more to think of. What am I really, really itching about? That's what I want. Okay, you know what? I'll go with an easy one, because why not? HM capping trees. That's always an easy one. I think. Do you think they might up it to 7K? I think it might happen.
Yeah.
I think because, I mean, in general, that is a really good way of getting feathers. Because even, like, there's always, like, auto battling in rival domains, for example, to farm them. But I think even because I don't really do that. However, I've been able to get them consistently just by using units and using them with Fae Pass to auto battle and Forging Bottles and Tempest Trials. I get it so fast. It's just like, there you go. I just feel like they're making it so that a lot of these units can just, you can grind them up and it's just like whatever, but otherwise you don't touch them after a while.
It gives value to the units you might even want.
Exactly, especially like if there are units that you do use a lot but are already maxed out on HM, just give them that little bit more of a cap crease to just, get more feathers. Since, I mean, feathers are always going to be some sort of resource that you'll probably end up needing at some point. We get a lot of them, yes, but then you also burn out of them pretty fast, and then you have to go at them again from square one, which is the situation I'm going to be in, especially because, well, let's just say I only have 88,000 feathers, and I'm going to need to pull for a bunch of Keatons. So, that I need to 5-star as well. So, but you get what I mean. Just give us an increase.
I get
Since, I mean, a lot of people have been grinding that up. And for me specifically, I mean, I'm not really much of it, but I at least have like a full, like, covered page and then some, like 3 extras of maxed out merits. So it's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Why not give it a little bit more? You get what I mean? But
What,
I think
like
that's always a safe one. Yeah, more like that.
I've got low.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's something you just gotta do. Just give us another HM cap increase. Why not? I don't see that as really... Is there even any negative outcome from doing that? I don't think so.
If I was to say, catalogue of heroes, there are 621.
Yeah, and actually, I keep up on this from a good amount of the time. I'm only like 200 shy.
From them, that's another 621,000 feathers. If you happen to have every single hero.
Yeah, which isn't the case. Like me, for example, I only have 422. I'm like 199 units from a full catalog.
I'm 526.
Yeah. So again, it really just depends on how many you really summon for. But again, like that, just because, you know, more hero accessibility across the board, it'll make it so you can have more of that catalog filled out. But even so, in general, just having a general HM cap increase is just... I think that's a general thing, especially as the game keeps on going on. You're going to keep filling up your max HM, so it's just like, just to make sure that it doesn't hit a ceiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I definitely agree.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
If we're going for easy ones now.
Yeah, because we kind of made a few of them.
For orbs.
What do you mean by that exactly?
They do it every single time.
All right.
I'm going for some free picks here.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they usually, because when they've done those, they've usually done it based off of like the top 20 or 30 pulls. Why not? Actually, for the Choose Your Legends poll. Why not? Or, well, I mean, they did it for, I think maybe even like the Hero Riser or whatever as well. I don't know. But what if they did something, because it's the 4th anniversary? What if they do like the top 40 heroes in whatever, and they make that like some sort of reward map? I mean, they're going to give us more net orbs overall from those reward maps, not necessarily from quests, because we already have that sort of confirmed, right? Because we're getting like, what, 44 of a good amount of stuff from the quests that were confirmed along with the free soul. So, I mean, outside of that, just give us some maybe like reward maps, maybe like, how many would that be? Because it would be like, probably like 3 to 5 each day, but it's like out of 40, it's like, I can't think of how many. It's definitely more
each day
orbs.
Normally. But yeah, so reward maps.
I mean, they're probably, I don't think it really matters which one. Like, they usually have like maybe like some sort of weird theme or whatever. Who knows? I honestly really don't know, but I think that's pretty easy.
With rivals as well. Put that under there as well.
More maps. HP revivals. Yeah, I think that's just a thing. That's a very safe pick in general.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they can definitely bring back
probably an easier pick than the soul.
Perhaps. I mean, those are always inevitable, but I mean, and let's make this at least a little bit of a gamble. Who do you think they might bring back? Because who did they just bring back? Iago, I believe, was the last one?
Yeah, Eremia. I reckon they'll bring it back.
Wait, actually, I believe there were quests somewhere about some of these units. I believe Eremia was actually one of them. I think that is actually a thing that's already confirmed, technically. I don't remember Ashnar, but I remember Eremia for sure.
Eremia at the moment.
I know that for a fact, but I think I remember reading something that mentioned Eremia for a quest sort of thing. So I mean, that's definitely
that's just a JP revival.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think in general though, if they do more, I think Eremia will definitely be one. Ashnar for sure, since I mean he's pretty popular and a good amount of, not like super recent ones, but you know, definitely getting a couple in there. Why not? Give us some more. Not like Chaos. No, I'd say Gaul. I'd say everybody before Gaul. That's my bet. Because it was Gall, then
Okay.
Kalik, and then Vel. So, might have got some of them in. I don't know. Anybody from there seems a little bit viable, at least in that case. I don't know.
Everyone before also was talking about Nemesis, Katrine, George.
Oh yeah,
Jeremia,
definitely. Yeah, no, definitely George
and
is.
Gangrel.
Oh yeah, that is true. I can definitely see George 100% getting a revival for this for sure. Because I mean, well, it's George. I mean, he got his little history sort of thing.
Moment.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
okay. God, what else could they maybe do? I'm really trying to think of what else, because I feel like at this rate, I'm kind of just grasping at straws right now. I think, okay. I'm trying to maybe get a little bit of inspiration for something. Maybe to see if I can get a little something. Okay, here's a weird one. It's probably going to be a really dumb one. What if they add in, I'm trying to, I can't think of how to spell it. Nidavellir or whatever. I'm going to butcher that, but it's like whatever.
There.
I don't know. I'm just spelling it out or whatever. I'll probably check it, or at least like spell check it later. Nidavellir item in Mjolnir Strikes.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they have all of them for like the other ones. Since I mean it was released during like the fourth one, and they already have like the Alphar sort of things. So I mean I can probably see something. I feel like it's a very consistent mode. So I could definitely see something happening. My question is what? Oh, I know what it could be actually. Thinking about it, what if the Nidavellir item? What if it gives you, because like it has like you can do whatever, like what if it? Yeah, it gives you canto for that turn. Gives you canto to units in the radius for that turn. That would be cool. That would be so cool, actually. Okay.
Then they could add that as a duo effect on an eventual duo hero from.
Yeah, I think that would happen too.
Yeah.
I mean, what if maybe, because maybe this might be actually. So you know those two Valkyrie characters that they showed off in the book 5 opening?
Oh yeah.
What if they're a duo unit or whatever, and they have? Huh? The word?
Carry on.
Oh, I don't know. No, but what if they're a duo hero, but they have like canto as their duo effect? For example, like what if they do that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's two units, two waifus,
Sure
basically. So I mean,
people are speculating them to be Hugin and Moonin.
I wouldn't know who they are, but I mean, I guess I could watch the same video then.
Yeah, they're from Norse mythology.
Well, yeah, obviously. Has they just done a video yet on any of these characters and their histories yet?
No, he hasn't. I'm hoping he will.
Yeah, I would probably hope so too. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't made some videos in a while because he got COVID, right? I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't watched Sages in a while, but I know that was something he was doing, was talking about mythology, about these OCs, and I found that to be really interesting.
He's big on mythology.
Yeah, and I mean, especially since, I mean, Fae is literally just all about Norse mythology and whatever routes it can take. I mean, a lot of people predicted it would just be the dwarf lands, and I mean, we literally got that to some capacity, but you know what I mean? Like, either way, I mean, the thing is, like, they designed those two characters to be very attractive and appealing, so people are probably going to pull them for eye candy, but at the same time, well, I mean, having them as two separate units might mean more money, but at the same time, have them as a duo unit and give them canto as a duo ability, that'd be pretty cool, honestly. But I don't know. That's sort of like the whole tangent I'm going on here. I think they will give us a Nidavellir item eventually in Mjolnir Strike that will give us canto for whoever's in the radius for a turn. I know it's really basic, but you know, I think that's something that needs to happen eventually. Just, you know, just to current day proof it. Especially since, I mean, to be fair, we've already cycled through an entire batch of GHB units for Mjolnir Strike as well. Like, it's been a couple weeks now.
Right, yeah.
Who are we on next? I believe we are on... I'm actually going to check right now. We are on to Zephiel in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we've cycled through so much that it's like, it makes sense to maybe give some more items. just why not? That's a thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe they might
Yeah.
do maybe some more rewards, perhaps, in Mjolnir Strike.
Yeah.
Maybe give us some more tiers or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the max tier is because I've been floating around 1920 mostly, but that's just because I haven't scored enough. But I mean, you never know. They might do a little something. Who knows? Right. So this is your last one.
I've got one that we put in the last one. If you want to come up with one more.
Maybe because here I think actually, because I think I know what I want to do for the last square. So,
I do as well.
Really? Okay. Why don't we do the last square? At least let's think of something right now for the last. Because I want the last square to be our predictions for COIL, the results. That's what I want it to be.
Okay, for my one, is that it? Just in quotations.
Oh my god.
Basically, it's for if it's a complete disappointment.
Yeah, I think that would actually be kind of funny. I mean, that's a very subjective opinion, or at least a very subjective prediction, because a lot of people can be like, okay, is that really it? Like, this doesn't really do much for me in terms of how I play the game.
Yeah.
But I think that in general, it's like, I think it can work out.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I think that would just be kind of funny. I kind of get what it is. I mean, again, you have to think about this, everybody. We've been at this for basically like almost 2.5 hours now. I don't know how it'll show up in video format, but I mean, we've been grasping at straws at this rate. We've covered a lot of stuff, so I mean, you know what? It's kind of just like,
but yeah, choose your Legends results.
Yeah, what are we really thinking about?
Gatekeeper first place.
Oh god.
I reckon he's got enough traction to take out Marth.
Maybe because okay, so I don't really want to talk about dumb fucking 4chan leaks, but you saw that 4chan leak?
Yes, I did, and I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either, but for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, there was a leak on 4chan that is definitely fake because for whatever reason, the total amount of votes that it had were exceeding what happened last year, which wouldn't make any sense because of the restriction they put on this year to where you need a Nintendo account. How would that be a thing? Because last year we also had, think about it, all the botting for George. Yeah. It's just like, there's no way this year we would have more people voting than last year. But anyway, the results were, in a nutshell, was Gatekeeper and Crom as the top two males, and then the females were top two, Erica and Bernadetta. So that's just like, it's literally a shock value dumb 4chan leak trying to say, hey, that's what our COL 5 results are. That is not it. No. Because
right with all guys except for Bernadetta.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, no, I don't know. Bernadetta, no. I'm not either. But like Marth getting cucked again, I don't see that happening.
That would be comedy gold, though.
It would be, but there's no way that would happen. No way, especially with the interim results having him in the lead. I don't see him dropping to third. I don't see it. But I don't know. I think though. So what are you thinking then?
Let it happen.
I'm not doing it.
I really want to put in Gatekeeper first.
Gatekeeper and Marth. That's what I'll list for the males. Let's do that then. Because, I mean, you never know. Maybe we did meme it to the point to where he did get first and Martha's in second.
Yeah.
But what are you thinking about females? I think Erica is definitely first. I think Erica is definitely first.
Yes. And Marianne.
I want to say Marianne too. I really want her in over Byleth, honestly. It's just like, I put in, actually, after the interim, my 4 votes, 1 went to Gatekeeper, the rest went to Marianne. Just because I would rather want to see her in. Because I really think that she has... I think comparing the third places for Marianne and Crom, I think Marianne has the more potential to get into the top 2 more than Crom did.
Get an upset, basically.
Exactly. I think she had more upset potential. So that's honestly what I'm thinking of for sure.
we want to see him at least top 2. We want him to actually get Brave Bolt.
I mean, his Gatekeeper is for sure, and Marth for sure. I think that one's obvious, but then otherwise, like, I mean...
We don't know. We don't know if Crom and Gatekeeper had a big old sort of, like, runner's gambit at the end.
Yeah, we honestly have no
Mark's got
clue.
it. He's got it, and it's like, oh wait, sorry.
It
Mark.
really depends on how mad people really got with the whole thing.
The interim,
yeah, which I mean, you never know, ultimately speaking, but I really do think confidently this is what I wanted from the results. Not necessarily Keeper in first, but
over anything else.
Yeah, these 4 I think are most likely our top 4. That's what I want, and I think, well, Paul definitely that's what he wants too. So I'm just like, yeah, never know. I mean, this one was definitely a very interesting CYL because of Gatekeeper. It definitely made things interesting. And it doesn't really matter what everybody's takes are on it. It's like, why not?
I do have my fingers crossed for Gatekeeper.
Yeah, like this, he's literally doing an orb pact for Gatekeeper with literally anybody else who wants to join. So if you want to join in, twitter.com/Paulygon2,
if
join
Gatekeeper
him.
wins from the day he's announced, I will start saving religiously.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter because even if he does fall out of top 2, he's going to get added into the game, literally.
I fear that. I fear that he'll be a underwhelming GHB. And I don't want that. I want him to be a broken
George
brave
turned
unit.
out pretty well. He got something pretty okay.
okay.
But he wasn't like he wasn't, you know, like GHB that got scaffed. He wasn't a scuffed one. He got a perf. He got something decent. He was a blue bow infantry. And I mean, to be fair, if you really want to nitpick, we even got Daniel too. He's technically in the game in the special art. Praise Izuka.
2 for 1.
Exactly, but you know what I mean? They wouldn't scuff him up. I don't think they would.
I think they'd scuff him.
I don't know. I mean, you never know.
An underwhelming weapon that would age like milk.
That is very possible. I mean, George's weapon is kind of meh, but at the same time, it's something. It's better than just being a run-of-the-mill, just regular thing.
It's basically half of Spendthrift.
Yeah, it is.
Without the penalty.
And a little bit less underwhelming. Even like compared to like Ronin's bow, like that's just Spendthrift but better. But
yeah.
But
yeah, fingers crossed Gatekeeper wins because Brave Gatekeeper is love.
Yeah, that would be funny. And more so, fingers crossed that Marianne does pass up Byleth, at least for me. That's what I really want. Otherwise, everything else, don't touch it. I think that's it. But I mean, ultimately, I think that's just what we want. But yeah, honestly, who knows? I mean, we have 2 days, maybe 3 for the next, or for whenever whenever it comes out, the Fate channel. And I mean, this is coming from like when we're recording it. So, I mean, you never know what happens ultimately.
It might be tomorrow.
You never know. Exactly. Because, I mean, there's stuff happening like on the 1st or the 2nd. So it's just like, it's that soon. So it's just like, you never know what happens. But either way, these are our predictions, honestly. I think they're a very general thing for the most part with some memes here and there. I think I'm going to have to definitely...
hopes and dreams.
Exactly. Some of our hopes and dreams that will most likely be shattered because IS likes to shatter our dreams.
Yeah, I'm still hoping for Fehnix. Come on,
Fehnix. I don't blame you. I really don't. But yeah, I think overall this is a solid one. I'm probably going to show the final result of whatever the bingo is going to look like. And hey, it's going to be released. I'm tweeting it out on my Twitter, and it'll also be posted to the Reddit as well. So if you want it there, go ahead, use it for predictions. Of course you will. And I mean, it's credited for both of us. So I mean, there you go. Follow the guest, Mr. Paulygon, formerly known as Stolen Ramen, on Twitter at Paulygon2. And if you really want to check out his subreddit or his Reddit, that's there too. But yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter at Valencia Ubu. And honestly, just thanks for everybody who watched. If you made it this far somehow, I have no idea how this is going to get split up, because this is literally 2.5 hours of footage.
They probably just put it on 1.75.
True, you could honestly do that, but depends on how people watch this. But either way, if you did enjoy this,
say something really fast now, and they probably wouldn't understand it. I'd be like, "Well, Gatekeeper's going to be first, and he's going to be the best thing in the world, you know." But they won't be able to hear that because it's gone too fast. But
if you made it this far, Vivan Zulon. Vivan. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe to both of our channels. They'll be in the description below, or I mean, well, mine right here. You see that in the bottom right? Yeah, right there. over there. You see that subscribe button?
Valentia.
Hit it, please, for the love of God. And I mean, maybe if you're here from Paul, if you aren't already subscribed to him, subscribe to him. God damn it, come on. He's got to make some very interesting videos. One that I'm waiting on for a while. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, I just like, comment. What are you guys thinking about your predictions? Give us some of them. If you like this sort of thing and you want me to do a little bit more, maybe if you like having a collaboration with Mr. Paulygon, because I mean, hey, I love this man to death. Exactly. I love this man to death. No homo. But come on, or maybe you never know. But hey, if you want to see more collabs with him, leave a like. If you don't like this collab, but you want us to do more, leave a dislike. I don't know. Just give us some support. We did a lot here, and I mean, hey, we're here for your service. We have it.
Go to bed right now.
You're going to bed. Oh no. You know what? It's fine. He's got to go to sleep, but I've got to tediously edit this. But yeah, thanks for everybody who watched. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks to everybody who watched, and yeah, whichever channel you want to check out, we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Me.